I need to fix this quickly. What's up, people? Long client day, but good. It's good. I was just eating dinner, and I watched like a couple episodes of Soul Leveling. It's good. Just hanging out. The wind started out of nowhere, so we're gonna get rolling with this. Y'all know the drill. Like I usually do my little selfie thing. Quite the day. I saw the Avengers Doomsday trailer, like on my lunch break. I was like, whoa! I was so excited. So, anyways, we're gonna be moving our body for a moment. We gotta do our mobility training and our 55s. So we gotta take care of that. I already finished a lot of my other movements. Perfect. All right. I'm going to go quickly test to make sure all is good with my stream. Because, if I don't know if it's working, I got to test. There we are. Test, 1, 2, 3. Yep, we're good. So I'm going to give myself a like. I'm going to go ahead and give me some of that. And that. There was a door, because of the wind, it makes this like squeaky like sound and such, and it's like, da. It's kind of annoying, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie. So perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and open up Google Remote or Chrome Remote Desktop. Wait, what the hell's going on with that? There we go. Awesome. Okay. All right. Let's roll. Let's turn this to public now. I love the fact that I can do this on the fly. If I was using the official YouTube app, there's no way I could do this. All right. Welcome everybody to Movement and Chat. It's good to have you all on. If the wind's too much, I will grab my, I'll actually do it now one time. Grab something to block the phone from kind of tipping over. Let's see if this will work. Good day. Very, very good day. Very awesome day with the clients. Yeah. Okay. That should be okay. I'm gonna put on some music. What are we gonna listen to? Some Dragon Ball? I don't know. I'm gonna listen to some Stellar Blade. Just keeping it. Where Where is it? There we are. Cool. We got some music going on. Feels like you guys are on an angle for some reason. There we go. What's up, people? Just getting rolling for my movement. Oh, and for those of you who keep talking about the pink dumbbells, look, we have other dumbbells too. So, let's see. Lots of breakthroughs with the client today. Client today told me, like, man, he's so lucky that he ran into me on my other channel and he signed up with me and he's been working with me. So much tremendous breakthroughs he's been having. And I'm like it hit my soul. I'm like, man, like, this is the reason why I do what I do. That's why I help people, right? I get to help a lot of people on live streams as well too, whenever they want to listen, of course. And anyone who wants to take the perspective and actually apply it in their life, they will see tremendous benefits from it. So yesterday's talk on time was very, very impactful for quite a few people. Time is one of those things that we keep adding to our plate for whatever particular reason. And it's fascinating because yesterday I saw a video later in the evening after the stream was done, and someone was talking about the power of your words, and I'm like, good. We're starting to get there. More people are starting to be aware. We're starting to clock it now that people are going to be more aware of the words that they're saying, because your words are what govern your experience. And when you know what you're saying and you're actually aware of what you're saying, it forces you to be present, and you actually start to alter your speaking. You start to change your words. You start to say things differently. You start to operate differently. You start to think differently. You start to feel differently. That's why, like, I always am an advocate of knowing your words and being mindful energetically of what you're actually saying, because when you know what you're actually saying, you will actually make a tremendous shift in your life. That's a bar. Write it down. We're already dropping the bars. So it's important. And hello to everybody who's here. It's important to just be mindful of things that are coming out of your mouth, because I'm being for real. Like, if you don't pay attention now, you will never pay attention to your words. And whatever you currently are experiencing in your life, you have to look inwards to see what are you actually saying to create that into your experience. It's kind of ridiculous to think that, like, a lot of people are unsatisfied with their experience, but they're satisfied with themselves. But you and your experience is one and the same. It's a string. They're interconnected. So my mission on this planet, for those of you who are new, hello, my name is Orion Stellar, and I help people to unlock the fullest potential of their minds so they can live the best life. My mission is to make sure people are more aware of their words and more aware of things, and help bring awareness into the world by helping to make sure people are able to tangibly and use things with, like, actionable results, and not just talk about things, but actually apply it in your life. Cool. That's cool. That's fine. Thank you for feeding the algorithm, by the way. And so the more you pay attention to your words that are flying out of your mouth, the more you'll be aware of, like, what are you actually experiencing in your life. So many people are complaining. They're dropping fear and hate towards others, and unknowingly doing it to themselves. Because whatever you say to someone, you're actually implying it explicitly to yourself. Because you and someone else is actually one and the same. That's a bar. Write it down, whether you believe that to be true or not. So, thank you. So, like, it's important. It's important to know what's coming. Like, because, like, every time you speak, you're creating something into existence. Even if you don't see it with your eyes It's there. And if you keep repeating it over and over, it's like a little stone dropped into like on the ground, and then another stone and another stone and another stone, and it becomes a mountain over, who knows, weeks, months, years, decades. And then we wonder why in our experiences, like why we are where we're at, right? We got to look to where we are putting our focus, our attention, our concentration, and our energy. That's an acronym called FACE. You can make a note of that if you like. We're facing our energy to, because whatever we're placing our energy on, that's what's going to get magnified, maintain, and grow. So, you know, that's why, like, when my client said this morning after we had our 2-hour session, he's like, man, like, I'm so grateful, like, I'm working with you because, like, the way you think, Orion, is so different than anybody I've ever spoken to. I'm like, well, dude, I was once in the shoes like everybody else. I was in the trenches, but I had to understand what words were being spoken. I had to understand things from such a basic level to get to the root cause of why everyone's somewhat unconscious on this planet. Well, more people are starting to become more highly aware of themselves, but we have a long way to go. If I had to take a estimated guess or guesstimation, I would say about 15% of the planet is aware. 15, that's a very small number. That means there's 85% of the people on the planet right now who are unaware of what the hell is going on with their words and their consciousness. It's a lot of people. Exactly. Spot on. I don't really pay attention to that stuff, but yeah, I'm aware of that. And more people are starting to get the message. And by the way, I like your energy. You're good. I feel like you're in resonance. Now, I talk about a lot of different topics. My channel is a continuation of every live stream, is all interconnected. There's no compartmentalizing with the mind. All things are one thing. For me, I see everything as all one thing, one massive thing anyways. I've studied all the different books. I've studied all the different cultures, like the cultural backgrounds, the religious backgrounds. And I can tell you, like, they're all just beautiful and they're divine and they're just, everyone's attempting to figure shit out, right? And that's the thing. I'm here to just help other people to sort of you're on the right path. Like, keep going. Keep doing what you need to do. I give perspective when necessary. And all I care about is just to see people winning. You know, I'm not here to see people lose anymore. Like, I used to want to see people fail and lose and never get where they're supposed to get to, because I always thought of this as a zero-sum game. But this isn't a zero-sum game, for me anyways. We all get to win. Like, you were born. The very fact that you were born, you get to be whatever it is that you choose to be. Is that Justin? That is Justin. What's up, bro? Good to see you, dude. Good to see you, dude. In the next couple of days, by the way, kind of off topic, we won't be getting the fiery weather. We'll be pretty cold. It's gonna be in the mid 60s tomorrow. We're gonna be raining practically all day, so don't know how I'm gonna be streaming, and if I will definitely stream. Just have to figure out how I'll be streaming. I don't really want to stream indoors, but if I do stream indoors, it'll be later in the evening, probably playing a game or two, just hanging out. It'll be probably just a gaming session, just so that I can keep the consistency of me streaming, you know. But we'll see. Wednesday will be a fall day. Apparently, it'll be a pretty cold morning, so I'll actually have to put on a sweater. So it'll be interesting in the morning, but then Thursday and Friday we get back to heat. We get back to summer weather. So a little bit of a roller coaster ride. But no, it's okay. We're all good. You got it, bro. If there's a will, there's always a way. I could have given up a long time ago on myself, but I never did. I never threw in the towel. There was times where I was going to. Oh, and what's up, dude? Good to see you. There's been plenty of times I wanted to throw in the towel. There's plenty of times I wanted to just say, screw it. Like, what's the point? Who cares, right? None of this means shit. We're all gonna die at one point. Like, what's the point, right? We're all gonna be kicking the bucket anyways. But that was defeatist mentality, meaning like I was defeated. But my soul was like, no, you're not. That's the mind creating a stupid story, making things more harder than it has to be. You have so much more wisdom to share with the world, Orion. You can't give up. There's so many people you have to impact. There's so many people that need to hear what you have to say. And the others who are doing their part are helping those people right now so that when I get to them, they'll already be aware of this stuff. And it's just more of like a solidification. And you're just stabilizing your frequencies now. And for those of you who are new to the channel, a frequency has become like a buzzword in today's day and age. But a frequency is actually made of 7 to 9 keys. But I'll use the primary 7. It's your emotional charged thoughts. So like when you think a thought, it has emotions behind it, but not all thoughts are created equally. So any thoughts that have emotion, it is your convictions, what you choose to entertain as like your truth, such as, I know I can blink my eyes, I know when I hit the light switch, the light will turn on, I know that I can go take a shower, I know that I can move my fingers. That's conviction. Like if somebody came up to you and say, you can't move your index finger, you'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Of course I can. Of course I can move my finger. What are you talking about, right? So that's conviction. Then you have your perceptions, what you perceive of yourself in the world around you, your expectations. This is a big one. And I'm going to be talking about expectations in the live stream. Like that, this expectation one, ooh, massive. Because a lot of people, they expect bad things. Like you talk with a lot of people, always negative, always thinking of the worst. They're always fear-mongering, right? Because we've been programmed, and it's okay. It's normal. Well, it's not really normal, but like that's the way we've been conditioned to keep thinking negative. But who decided that? We are the ones that keep entertaining that. Now, of course, if you're in an environment that's always been negative and you grew up in a negative environment and then you go to places that are just pure negativity because it starts with you and ends with you, you're just fulfilling more negativity. And unfortunately, if you're not aware of like how the game works in reality, as within, so without, you will continue to play the game backwards, even though they want you to play the game the way they want you to play, by continuing to keep focusing on the outside and not paying any attention on the inside. So yeah, it comes down to your expectations. It comes down to your, what's the word I'm looking for? Your reactions. Like, what do you react on? It comes down to your beliefs, what you believe of yourself and the world around you. It also comes down to your focus / attention. Let's see. Our brains are always trying to kill us. That's why you have to take captive. Yeah, exactly. And you know, the thing is, it's not really our brain, but the brain is the mechanism with the amygdala and the basal ganglia. But the mind is what's activating the basal ganglia and the amygdala to fire with the fight or flight. So it's doing its job. The problem is, it can't tell the difference between like instinctual fear. Like if a lion's coming at me right now, I'd be like, yeah, I either will fight it or I will run. Most likely I'm going to run from a lion. If I see a lion coming at me right now, you bet your ass I'm out of here. There's no way. There's no friggin' way. If I had no choice, if I was pinned to a corner or something, yeah, I'll have to do my best to fight it off, obviously. But like, since I have open space, if a lion were to come at me, I'm gone. Like I'm bolting. You best believe I'm out of here. But it doesn't know that like fear of judgment, fear of success, fear of failure, these are illusionary. Oh, there's a cat. Very nice. These are that's funny because I just talked about lion and lion is a cat. How amazing is that? There's a tiny little lion though. It doesn't know that these are illusionary fears, because the mind creates stories because of things that has happened in our experiences, and your experiences are very valid, very real, and it's not to be nullified, it's not to be neglected, it's not to be ignored, or it's not to be ignorant to what you've been through. But at the same time, like, it's a story. It isn't you, because the mind isn't you. And for those of you, again, who are new to the channel, I talk about the mind extensively. You are not the mind. You have a mind, and you use the mind as a tool, but so far, 85% of the planet, the mind uses the human as the tool. Unfortunately, the mind is the one that's in control. It's called the puppeteer mind, as I've given it the name. And so, unfortunately, if you're not aware of what's going on within your mind, you won't really know what's really going to be happening in your outer world. You're basically going to kind of think everything's kind of random and things are happening to you, when in actuality it's actually happening as you, because life stems from within you, and as within, so without. And I'm going to read the chat quickly. Tell us, what's up? Yeah, that part. So like that part for sure. Like the being scared of like you said, spiders and snakes. Yes, those are instinctual fears for sure. Those are within. Those are primal. But I'm talking about the fear of judgment. Like being on stage. You should be able to go on stage, no problem. When I go on stage, again, I'll call somebody up randomly. I'm like, hey, you over there, come on up, come on up. Maybe they won't have any fear. They already know. But I'll randomly summon someone onto the stage, and you'll see like there's this fear. But that's an illusionary fear. Where do we get that fear from? The fear of feeling judged, feeling seen, feeling heard stems from not feeling safe for some reason. In our society, if you're out and about and you've become the shiniest object in the area, some tend to dim your light, or you dim it yourself by entertaining their opinions of you. Just so you know, you're the shiniest object in your own universe. You have your own local universe within yourself. We're all our own universes. We're a walking universe, if you believe that to be true or not. And it's just fascinating because, like, you know, I've had stage fear. I've been on stage a couple times. And when I say stage, I'm talking about like 600 people looking at me while I'm talking. Like, I used to have a fear to even talk to like one person. Like, I was like, but like, where did it come from? Because somewhere deep down inside, the mind is creating a story of protection. But it's a real fear, yes, to some extent. It is a real fear, but why are we afraid to be out, like, to show ourselves, to feel seen, to feel heard? It's the fear of judgment. Because we want to be accepted by others. And if we're not accepted by others, we'll be rejected. And if we're rejected, it feels like death. Because that's hardwired into our biology. And so the reason why I'm talking about this right now is because when my client this morning was telling me about how I think differently than most people he entertained in his life, right? He's a highly successful entrepreneur, and he runs an amazing company. Can't really talk too much about NDA. He told me, like, man, like, I wish there were more people in my company that thought like you, Orion, because my company would be more successful. I'm like, well, it's not really has anything to do with other people. It has everything to do with you, because you're the one that hired these people. So if you start thinking the way I'm thinking, then you'll start to navigate and find people who are going to be in the same alignment as you. Because you're starting to raise your level of awareness. You're starting to level the fuck up. And as you keep leveling the fuck up, you're going to also run into people who are on your level, and you will start to magnetize them to your company. So because of that, I was like, you know, he shared with me, like, man, like, I wish I had run into you years ago. I'm like, well, you couldn't have run into me years ago because I wasn't where I was several years ago myself. You would have been just talking to some, like, playing like 10% of like my fullest capacity. I wasn't where I was right now, where I was back then. Like, I had to go through the shit. I had to go through everything that everyone else is going through for me to understand what the hell is going on the planet. Let me read the chat quickly. I know a couple left some stuff. Thomas, what's up, bro? The default network mode is our identity. SN salient network is our attention. We use the one to program the other, but we're systematically backwards, indeed. What's the difference between beliefs and conviction in this context? So belief is like, let me give a good one. I believe myself to be very confident. That could be a belief. Conviction is knowing. So belief, the thing about belief is it's not 100% knowing. Right? Because, like, think about it, like, your beliefs of the world are this, like, I see the world in a very, like, half glass full, half glass empty, but it's not fully knowing. Does that make sense? Like, knowing, like, I know life is to be half glass full or half glass empty, depending on how you see it, of course. Conviction is knowing, basically. It's just, you know you can blink your eyes, you know you can move your fingers, you know you can move your legs, you know you can go grab some water and drink it, you know that you can go take a shower, you know that you can brush your teeth. Like, you know these things. Like, if someone came up to you and said, was it Om? I think it was Om that asked that question. It was Om. Om, yeah. If someone came up to you, Om, and said, hey, Om, man, you don't know how to even move your right hand. You don't even know how to, like lift your thumbs up. You can't do even a thumbs up. You'd be looking at them and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it's that energy, like, you'll be like, what are you doing? Like, that's stupid. A belief would be like, I believe that I can lift my thumbs up. A knowing or conviction is, I know I can lift the thumbs up. Like, you can't tell me otherwise. Like, this is a truth. I can lift my thumbs up. Right? So, like, that's just a very simple, very basic example. Right? So your beliefs could be something like, I know that there's a guy in the sky, but you don't know there's a guy in the sky. You just have this, like, feeling that there's something there. Like, there's some dude in the sky. I know a lot of people think it's a dude in the sky, but I'm not here to tell anybody it is or isn't a dude. If it is a dude for you, cool. If it isn't a dude for you, also cool. But a lot of people have the belief that there's a dude in the sky helping. All right? But they don't know fully, so they don't have full conviction unless they actually have experienced it, like, bang on. But then that wouldn't be a belief anymore. That would become conviction. That's just knowing. So that would be the context between belief and knowing. Because belief is basically believing in something, but believing has an energetic opposite, which is doubt. Which is basically, because believing is just, you don't know. You're kind of just like, you have a feeling, but it's not concrete. It's not like empirical evidence. Whereas conviction or knowing is like, I know I have a right hand. Like, if somebody came up to you and said, you don't have a right hand, you'll give them that look again and you'd be like, well, this is my left. Hello? What do you think this is? Oh, that's not true. That's not your right hand. You'd be looking at them like, well, to be fair, nothing actually makes any sense in our planet because all words are made up anyways, but to just clock with it for a second, this is called a right hand. You know what I'm saying? This is called left hand. Unless you change left to right and right is left. But to stay on, like, the logical sense of things, I have a right hand. Most of you have right hands. Not everyone has a right hand, unfortunately. Not everyone has a left hand. But I have a right hand, so if someone came up to me, Orion, you don't have a right hand, I'd be looking at them ridiculously. I'm like, you can't tell me I don't have a right hand. Like, it's stupid. So that's conviction. And what Thomas said about the networks, the modes, it's true. It's wired backwards. It's so fascinating, though, how when I tapped into like what really is just is last year, I'm like, the fuck is, like, what is going on here? Like, this is so easy. This is dumbass easy. Like, why was I making my life so hard for the last, what, 41 years of this experience? Well, of course, as a child, I wasn't making it hard because I didn't know any better. So let's just be real. From the age 13 to 40, how many years is that? 37 years? What is that? 37 years? It's probably 37 years. No, that's not 37 years. It's like 27 years. 27 years. For 27 years of my life, I've made my life hell, basically. Because I simply didn't understand the mind. Now, of course, other people also have their part to play, but I also don't blame them because they themselves also don't know how this is working either. So I took responsibility fully for everything that has unfolded in those 27 years of this character's experiences during that time when it was just like, ugh! Right? And so I'm going to read the message. Right, exactly, spot on. The way you said it is also that's spot on. So belief is something feeling, but it's not quite there. You know what I'm saying? Like, belief is like, yeah, I believe that, like, again, there's a dude in the sky, right? Like, there's a dude. That's a feeling, but it's not quite solidified. So you're spot on with that. And conviction is a empirical knowing, like, it's right there. Like, there's like evidence. Now, of course, our eyes, I'm pointing to the mind, our eyes take in electrical signals, and the mind is what's projecting back through our eyes what we're seeing in our physical. So what you see within your mind is going to be arranged in the physical. Now, if you had talked to me 10 years ago, first of all, I wouldn't be live streaming 10 years ago. That's number one. Number two, I wouldn't be helping people. I'd be doing this, basically. I'm like, I wouldn't be doing that. So my mind was rearranged differently back then. And I didn't see peace and harmony. I saw red. So what do I mean by seeing red? I was always angry. I was always frustrated. I was always irritated. I was always annoyed. I was always, like, pessimistic. And there are people who, when they're angry, they see red, like the color red. Like, I was seeing the color red. So, like, this nice green grass that you guys are seeing and the beautiful tree here, I wasn't seeing green grass and a beautiful tree. I was seeing anger and just like pit of despair and like red, like darkness. That's what I was seeing with my eyes, because the mind was arranged in that way to see that. Until shit had to unfold and I had to fucking stop doing that. Because the universe is like, hello, you have people to help. What have you been doing? I let you to stay here longer than you were supposed to. You're supposed to only have stayed here for like maybe 5-10 years to get through your lessons. But you stayed here a little bit longer. Now it's time for me to intervene. So the universe intervened and got my ass out of that experience. It drop kicked me out of it. What's up, Ren? Good to see you, sister. Good to see you. So, our minds are what's projecting to our outer world experience. So what your mind is currently seeing as true, like, again, going back to beliefs or convictions, you will have it in your physical experience. Because your physical experience is nothing more than frozen imagination based on the mental arrangement of your mind. That's a bar. Please write that down. What time is it? 7:36? We got to get some movement in. but I'm gonna still talk. Amazing. It's good to see you. I'm glad. I trust all is well. I just finished with my clients an hour ago. Had dinner, and I was watching one episode of an anime called Solo Leveling, and then I jumped on. And now I'm going to do some movements. In fact, I'm going to get my do some squats for a moment. A different type of squat, overhead squats. So I'm going to hold the dumbbell over my head for a moment and come down and back up. Because I've been sitting kind of all day. I did take a walk earlier this morning. I don't like sitting for too long, but Mondays are my days where I have to sit and talk with clients. I do get up periodically when I need to stretch my legs with them. This is actually quite the challenge, actually, which is good. I like a challenge. Okay, we got a couple in. So, your mind, or your frequency that you're on, will tell you a lot about what you're going to experience in your outer world experience. I have something else to share with you all. Other people are on different frequencies. Everyone's on their own frequency. So whenever someone like you run into your experience who might potentially argue about what is God and all this stuff, there's no point. And the reason why there's no point is because on their frequency, they're right. That's why I keep saying all of you are right. There's no point getting into it because you're just wasting time and precious life force energy to argue about something that has no relevancy in their frequency because their frequency cannot see what your frequency can see. I can see everyone's frequencies though. I've been through it all. And a lot of you have been through it too, so you can see it. Whatever frequencies you've been in, you can see. So you can see the rest because that's how it works. You can't see further than where you currently are, but you can always see the other ones that you've been through. So if you've been through hate, anger, rage, racism, loneliness, being defeated, what else? Failure. You can understand that frequency of someone who's going through it. But if you are here and someone's over here, you can't understand them at all. It's basically speaking Chinese. It's like blah, 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 blah. That's what it's going to sound like. So that's why a lot of people who jump on, who haven't ran into me before, and those who actually are on the right or on the frequency that's currently aligned to mine can understand what I'm saying because you've already been through it. If you can't understand what I'm saying, that's okay. You are where you are. And that's why I say you are where you are based on your level of awareness, which is your frequency. And the frequency, think of it like a radio station. Like if you're on 99.9, I'll just use that, and someone's on 85.3, you're not going to be speaking the same shit. You know what I'm saying? That 85.3 has its own language, and 99.9 has its own. You understand 80 or 85.3, but 85.3 does not understand 99.9 because you've been through it. You've already been through that band. So it's important to be aware when you're speaking with others where they're at, and this goes for people on social media, and that includes myself. I'm not excluded from this at all. If it doesn't align with you, do not take on a stray bullet, because when you're listening to someone on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, or X as it's called now, what level of frequency are they on when they're talking to you? What is their intentions? This is why I'm going back to the whole word thing again. When you're aware of words, you will start to feel words so viscerally. You're not going to just hear words, you're going to feel it with your body. You'll get so present when you listen to someone speak. You'll be like, you're hearing it, but you're actually really feeling it through your cells. You're like, yeah, I click with this person. I like this person. Or you'll be like, something feels off. You won't know how to put words to it, but you'll feel like something seems kind of off with this. You'll know. Because you've gone through a lot of the different frequency bands, it'll force you to understand like, oh, yeah, nah, I don't resonate with this. You'll know. That's why it's important to be aware. And how does one start to be aware? Because awareness is a starting point to transformation. You have to slow down. The world is designed to make you keep going fast. It won't allow you to slow down. Yeah, man, I'm enjoying my time. I'm about to get some more movements in. It's what I do. I'm enjoying my time outside, enjoying the air, the nice fresh air. Thank you, by the way, for the reminder to breathe, because I'm going to take some fresh air right into my nose now. And I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Appreciate the reminder, by the way, because the world is designed to keep you going fast. It won't allow you to slow down unless you intentionally slow down and force yourself to slow down. Because when you're going at 1,000,000 miles a second, you can't see anything else besides what's in front of you. That has its purpose. That definitely has its purpose. But majority of us need to slow down, because in slowing down, it opens up your awareness and your perception, and you're able to then think about new ways that you wouldn't have thought of before when you slow down. But when the world has you chasing your tail and the carrot's dangling in front of you, and you're chasing this imaginary carrot, you're basically getting ensnared by the delusion of this illusion. That's a real bar. Write it down. You're getting to delusion with this illusion, because this is the illusion. The real is actually here. This creates that. That is just a reinforcement of within already. But that's the illusion. This is real. Even though technically if I kick my dumbbells, yeah, this is actually real. Like this fucking hurts. Like, right? This, like me kicking the dumbbells hurts. But, frozen imagination starts within you. So yes, this is real, but like scientists have said, there's like 99.9999999999999 to the power of some high number of pure empty space, and there's like 0.00000000000, and I don't know how long the zeros go. 0.000000000, like 1% of matter. And of course, our eyes can only see 0.0035% of reality. So there's 99.9965% of reality we cannot see with our eyes. That's visible light. So when you look at a dog and a cat, and they're like looking at something that you're like, what the fuck are they looking at? They can see things that we can't see. They traded intellect for like heightened senses for their eyes and their nose and their hearing. We have pretty good hearing, seeing, and smelling and all that, but we're kind of like all rounded, but we have thinking as well. But thinking is what creates a lot of the suffering. That's a bar. Write it down. Let me read what you guys wrote. Is there any reason why do we start liking a pessimistic outlook and melancholy feeling despite there is no objective real threat to us? Like, it's like the brain likes suffering and pain. Yes, because the world has a struggle complex. I'll explain that right now as I get some movements in. So let's grab my yoga blocks. So I just said the world has a struggle complex. What is the struggle complex? Well, apparently everybody likes to make their life harder than it has to be, because everybody else is making their life harder than it has to be, because other people are making harder than it has to be. So you see other people making harder than it has to be, so you have to do it as well like them, because you want to follow suit. So by nature, well, not by nature, by default, right now there's a collective hive mind. It's swirling around the earth. You can't see it energetically with your eyes, but it's there. You can feel it. The world is conditioned to be very negative. So it's only natural that, like, you pick up a thought that isn't yours, by the way, and you're like, why do I want to start listening to sad music now? Why do I want to cry? Like, why? Like, one of my clients this morning, she told me, and I'm glad you brought this up, Om. She told me, like, while we were in our call, she felt this sense of, like, sadness, like, flood her body. I'm like, so where do you think that came from? Because we were talking perfectly fine. I didn't really say anything to activate or trigger anything within her. We were just talking. She just felt this weird sense of where she was sitting in her office. Like, she felt, I don't know, for some reason, I feel sad right now. I'm like, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You can feel it. But let me ask you, where do you think that sadness came from? Do you think it's coming from within you? Or do you think you picked that up from the collective? Because she's told me in her environment, not where she was sitting, but like in her local environment where she lives, a lot of people are not very happy people, unfortunately. So like her mind sometimes goes back to wanting to be sad for no reason. It's like conditioned. It's like a habit, right? A habit. And I told her there's nothing wrong. Like, just remember, the meaning you give to this experience, that's where a problem will arise. But if you don't give any meaning to this and you just simply are experiencing just a feeling, you're good. So we worked through that, and it was perfect that happened. I'm perfect, and I'm glad that you said that. That's synchronous timing. So the collective hive mind, which I have a drawing actually, and some of you will like this drawing. It's on my tablet here. That's why all my drawings came through last year, so I can share it with you all. I'm gonna this. You guys can take a screenshot if you want of it. I'll explain this in a moment. You're noticing there's some letters in the collective hive mind. N's in P, right? N equals negative and P equals positive. So the reason why I did that is because most of the world is still in hostility, negativity, anger, rage, revenge, racism, discrimination, separation, seeing people as enemies, as threats. So of course, that's more powerful right now than people who are positive. But of course, more people are getting to be more positive. But we still have ways to go. So the mind will pick up on, it's like you're like a radio tower. Because you're picking up on a frequency that does exist, yes. And your mind, when left alone for a moment, it will come in and like, I need to backdoor into this person right now. Maybe I can like influence them to get back to being negative. Because the mind is designed to keep you safe, but it also has taken up mental real estate in your head for the philosophies of like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, this is going to be hard, and it doesn't want to give up that belief. It doesn't want to give it up. So it's going to fight tooth and nail to come back when you least expect it, to finesse you into believing that that's who you are, but that's not who you are. Those are just random thoughts just coming through. Your job when those thoughts come through is to just see it for what it is and not give meaning to it. And just like, oh, right now the body is feeling like because the mind's creating a label. The body always creates the feeling first, but it's the mind that creates the meaning, which then enforces the feeling. And then the feeling gets like, I feel like right now. The body's just going to feel whatever it's feeling before our label. It could be good or bad, it could be just is, but like usually we label it almost instantaneously, and then we get trapped up and stuck into the ideology of that feeling, and then we're like, I don't feel so good, like, and then we create unnecessary obfuscations and meanings and problems with that meaning we give to something. That's why life actually has zero meaning, has tremendous value, but has zero meaning until you give meaning to it. That's a bar, write it down. I know I'm the N-word. Cool, thank you. Thank you for your low vibrational words. It's okay. That person's mind is configured in a way where they're in the N, basically. They're not in the P, they're in the N. Because if they were a very positive person, they wouldn't drop that. But it's okay. You can call me whatever you want at this point. Many scientific discoveries and philosophical ideas conjure up when people felt dissonance and shock. Indeed. Indeed. So that's why the mind does what it does. There's nothing wrong until you say something is wrong, then you make it wrong, and then it just keeps. Then you feel bad about feeling bad about feeling bad, and you feel guilty about feeling bad about feeling bad about feeling bad. And that's where problems start to really start. You start dropping stones, and they start to become like mountains. All you got to do, process the feeling and get rid of it. Or process the feeling and remove the meaning, the label. So like when someone calls me, like that person calling me the N-word just now, I don't care. That's like a micro dust that just came onto my body. Oh, I gotta flick it off now. Okay, onwards, continue. I didn't even have to read that person's message. I could be like, okay. Hey, what's up, Joshua? Good to see you. We're talking about what the mind is doing with a lot of people, about being negative and why the mind thinks negatively. You good? I'm just also doing my moves, as you know. It's Monday. Mondays are my client days. Tomorrow it's going to rain all day, so I don't know how I'm going to be streaming. So we'll see what happens for tomorrow. Good stuff. I'm glad you're doing good. Better to be doing good than not doing good, right? So back to the mind doing all the negative things that it does. So that collective hive mind, you have to realize that there's a hive mind. It could be in your area. It can be in your country, your city. It can be in your state or your province. It can be in your territory, and then it can be in your country, and then it can be in the world. So there's many hive minds. So like the collective hive mind in this area, more people are relaxed. More people are more calm. Everyone's more friendly now because I've shifted. And as I've shifted, because the world starts within me, people around me have shifted too. And they're shifting within themselves because they see the ripple that has happened. So they're seeing other people being happy and positive here. So more people in this area now are more relaxed. Doesn't mean that everybody's like that, but more people as they're positive, you feel the buildup, the energy, and people will get into the frequency of that one. How do I say this? When you are radiating a frequency, like I'm a candle, all of you are a candle. One candle can light all 8 billion flames. That's a bar, write it down. I can literally change the entire planet's frequency if I really wanted to. And I will do it. But everyone has to know who the fuck I am first for that to happen. But I can light different flames, but you're really lighting your own flame. But one candle can light thousands of or millions of candles. You take that one candle and you just keep lighting candles. That's what I'm doing, quite literally. I'm literally just fucking lighting candles right now. With my candle. Bar. So, just remember, anytime you guys have to light a candle and then you have to use another candle to use a candle to light that candle, remember that analogy or that metaphor, because that's how it works with people too. One flame can light billions of flames. As long as the original flame doesn't burn himself out, which I won't. Now that I know who I am and how I operate, there's no way that I can ever be stopped. I'm untouchable, unstoppable, undeniable. I am inevitable. Bang! Like Thanos. I am inevitable. But yeah, the collective hive mind in your area could be positive, more positive people than negative, but if there's more negative, then you're going to feel it. But remember, when you feel a thought, like a negative thought, remember, it's not you. That the mind is going to pick up on thoughts, but it isn't you. Because you're not the mind. You have a mind. Big difference. Jay, what's up, dude? Good to see you. I'm just getting my squats in. And of course, my commitment to my stream, even if it's for like an hour, hell, if it's only for like 5 minutes, I'll just fucking stream for 5 minutes. Just to say, I did a stream for 5 minutes, but I've been on for about almost an hour now. I'll read the chat in a moment. Five more. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. I got my push-ups to do next. Let's move you guys out of the way for a moment. There. Let's see what we got in the chat. Ren. The mind is a tool you have to use in your favor, and when you are being used by it and the feeling's low, it's okay to feel your feelings and let them go, but then you have to get back on control. Spot on. Yes. Feel the feelings always. So like, here's the thing, y'all. When you're feeling angry, don't demonize the anger. Too many people on the planet have taken this thing called anger and demonize it. You can actually use anger in your advantage, constructively, not destructively. You're not going to go punch somebody in their face. You can use that anger and fuel it with conviction. Like, for example, I'm so angry right now, you know what? I'm going to pick up these damn fucking dumbbells and I'm going to just like go. I'm going to just keep grinding. I'm so mad right now, but I'm going to just pick up, and I can use that fuel to help me to blast through a physical, a mental, an emotional, a spiritual, a psychological event, a circumstance, or a situation that's happening. But if we demonize anger, then we're like, oh, I don't want to feel angry. You can channel that energy by shifting the mind to see it differently. Now, of course, easier said than done at times, because the mind will hijack your prefrontal cortex. That's a bar, write it down. When your back of your mind or back of your brain hijacks the front of your brain, the only way to get back into control is to basically back away and just slow down. So you're in an argument with somebody. I'm gonna take a moment, y'all. You have to find a way. Each of one of us has our own unique way of doing that, but you're gonna have to find a way to kind of like, wait a minute, like, why am I even getting like it's okay to feel angry, nothing wrong with that, but like understanding like why are you getting angry? What is it that's causing the feeling? Like, what is it? And like really like take a moment to like, okay. That's why like when I see somebody like coming on the stream and like saying some weird shit about me, I look at it, I'm like, okay. I mean, hey, you want to call me that? And that just shows me your level of awareness, and I won't be entertaining much of you anymore. But you see, like for me, that allows me to respond differently. Because I could be like, you know what, bitch? I can go off on a tangent like that. You know what, bitch? You want to talk shit about me? I can do that, but I'm not going to, because I know the mind right now has hijacked that person. And everyone is responsible for their own mind. So we're not bypassing here. We're not like, we're taking responsibility for our own mind. It is a tool to be used, but most are being used by the tool. And of course, again, you can feel your feelings. It's very situational, of course, but at the same time, you have the ability to get your mind back under control by, you might not be able to control your first thought, but you can definitely control your second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on, and afterwards. That's a bar, write it down. Chels. I'm going to read everybody else's thing at the top. Actually, I should scroll back up first. Yes, I am the spirit. I have a mind. I live in a physical body. Spot on, Joshua. I was watching TYT. Aren't hosting today, so I couldn't get into it. I had a horrible day where it felt like everything was going wrong, but I remained completely unbothered. It's good. I didn't crash out once. That's good. See? As you keep, you're raising your level of awareness as well. So that's good. You should celebrate that, by the way, because every time something like that happens, celebrate yourself, because you're training the mind like, oh, we didn't crash out. That's amazing. Right? That way, your mind starts to make these things called ATFTs, the ability to follow through, which creates self-trust. Self-trust creates confidence. Confidence creates conviction. Conviction brings forth your reality. I have to be like so blatantly like blunt with this. Like, if we don't celebrate ourselves, your mind will just run on a rampant, and you will be like, you'll forget all those times, because the mind will make you forget the times when you were able to handle a situation. So congratulations to you, Chelsea, for not getting stirred up once today. Like, you were good. Or, in your case, crash out. Because, that's a new term that people say, I'm a crash out now. But yeah, good on you. Good on you for that. It takes a lot of guts. Let's see. People are so much into fitting a specific mold that they start hurting themselves. Yep. Humans' life is designed to hold and make peace with various complexities. If you ignore or try to shut one factor down, you observe the feeling, good or bad, as a third person, and then let go. Exactly. Yeah, inadvertently. Yeah, exactly. Spot on. Joseph, I'm the antithesis, and it's really hard to be nice about the fuck we go. Wait, about the wait. Be nice about like fuck we grow. Believing there is an invisible man in the sky. What's up, Underboss? Good to see you. Youngo, what's up? The crew is on. So, Joseph, Was it Joseph? Am I saying your name right? I know I've seen you before, Joseph. For you specifically, I'm gonna speak to you, bro. Like, as long as you find peace within yourself, you're good. If you can find peace within yourself, forget the rest of the world. Focus, just lock in with you. Let them think there's a dude in the sky if they believe there's a dude in the sky. Let them. That's their God-given ability to have that belief, right? That's why I'm not here to change anybody's belief, right? This is where the problem lies. But yeah, just be at peace, because the thing is, if you get stirred up by their belief, if there's a dude in the sky, then guess what happens? You're literally giving your keys away because you're getting pissed off about something. Well, I'm not saying you are getting pissed off or not, but like, you're literally handing your keys to your inner world to someone else, and they have control over you. Because if someone has control over your emotions, they have control over your reality. That's a real bar. Please write that down, all of you. If someone has control over your emotions, they literally have control over your reality. Like I said, you may not be able to control your first thought, but you can definitely control your second, third, fourth, fifth, and everything else afterwards. You have that power, all of you. I guarantee you all have that power, because if I had to go through it and I was considered the most fundamentally flawed human ever created in human history, and I was able to shift, then damn it, all of you can do it too, because you are no different than me at their core. Now, you have a different mind and a different body. That's where we differ, and our experiences are different. But at our core, we have the same ability. We have the ability to think, to feel, to act, to speak, and to do. So we all share that aspect. Hence why that's where we are the same. The ability to think, feel, say, like speak, do, like take action. Like we all have that capability. When I do push-ups, my shoulders are making noise. How do I fix it? Gandalf, so depending on how you're doing your push-ups, kind of changing topics for a moment. Is it making a clicking sound? Because if it's starting to make a clicking sound, you're going to have to do some shoulder exercises, and I can show you some right now. So if you have a resistant band or a dumbbell, I'll get the resistant band too, because it'll be important that I show you. I don't know if I I did use this on Saturday, but anyways, it's fine. So Gandalf, for you, dude. So if your shoulders are making a clicking sound and it's hurting, you're gonna have to do some mobility exercise on your shoulders. And there's a couple things you're gonna have to start doing. So number one, if you have a resistant band, and if you don't have a resistant band, you can get a towel, and you can start going like this, slowly. Just going, you're keeping your arms straight, and you're bringing it up like this. And then you can then start lifting it up like this. So you're starting to strengthen the shoulder muscles, little by little. It's not going to be fixed right away. It's going to take some human time for it to fix itself. There's other moves, such as getting a light dumbbell if you have a dumbbell, and doing rotations. Well, I actually wouldn't suggest using a dumbbell. I'd probably say just do like shoulder rotations like this. If you do have a weight or something that you can hold in your hand that can give a little bit of tension, that would be great. So like my left shoulder, 2 years ago, I fell on it and I thought I broke my shoulder, and I think I did, but I never went to go get it checked because I know I can heal my body. Now, my left shoulder is pretty strong, but like when I lift dumbbells, it's a little bit of a challenge with heavier dumbbells. Like I can easily lift this one up, no problem. Like this is easy, this is nothing. This is 20 pounds, by the way. When we get to like 40s, that's when you're going to start to see the struggle a little bit, just a smidge. It's not because I can't lift it. It's because this still has a little bit of impingement at times. But things like I had to do were shoulder exercises. And I'll show you a couple that I do on the daily. Like this move right here. This one right here. You get down. You don't need to go to a gym to do this. And you can do this in the comfort of your own home. And you can do it right where you're at right now. You just need a little space. And you just bring your butt towards your heels. And you come back. This starts to focus on the shoulders. This starts helping to strengthen the shoulders. Another move you can do if you have a bar that you can go hang on, like a hanging bar, you'll start to improve your shoulder strength and your grip strength. So all those things are going to start to help you to start getting your push-ups to not make your shoulders hurt, because I know what that feels like. It fucking sucks. Another shoulder exercise you can do, if you have, again, a towel or a resistant band, which I'm going to show now, you can do this. You put the resistant band like this, if you have one. You go around. The resistant band allows your ability to stretch. So I'm going to be stretching as I'm going around. And then I'm able to bring back the resistant band like that. So this again, shoulder rotation. So this will help to strengthen your shoulders. Another move you can do is, if you have a wall, which I'm sure you do, I'll use this wall, it's just easier. If you're at a wall, there's a butterfly thingy here, you start to do this. You press your palms into the wall and then you bring yourself forward. Simple, effective, but it works. So those are exercises you can do to improve your shoulder mobility. Okay. What do we got in chat? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that, I know that's Hebrew, but I don't know what that means. So to me, not to make any offense, but like that's gibberish to me, unfortunately. And that's the thing about our language. If someone doesn't speak English, then my words mean absolutely nothing to them. It's just gibberish to them. That's why it's important when you guys are speaking with anybody. If English is not their first language, please make sure to have a little bit more patience with them, because they are going to perceive your words vastly different than the way you're going to be speaking those words. Unless they are like a professional speaker or something. I've run into this a lot with non-native English speakers. If English is not your main language, but here's the other problem. Even with native English speakers, we still fuck each other up with our language. So it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Because everybody's got their own damn definitions of their own damn words. So, anyways, Gandalf, I trust that those shoulder things come in handy for you. Now I'm going to actually do my push-ups. And before that, I know Gandalf, there was a couple other people saying some stuff in the chat. Let's see what we got. Joe. Animals were definitely created before humans, 100%. Okay, cool. I'm not getting into any like political, biblical things right now. Has no relevancy right now to what I was talking about the mind. So to get back to the mind will continue to create all kinds of like stories to keep people ensnared and enslaved into their beliefs. Nothing wrong, but like some people just don't want to be happy in the world. They want to hate the world. Like I used to just want to hate people. Why? I woke up and I wanted to hate people. Just cause. I had no reason to hate people, but I did. But I really did have reason because I was blaming the world for not, and I wasn't taking responsibility for myself. But that's where I was many, many years ago. And I'm so glad that I shifted that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4. Yeah. That's 20. Got 35 more to go. Where was I before the whole shoulder stuff, the mind regarding the traps of the... Oh, we were talking about the collective hive mind, why the mind always sort of defaults to negative thinking. Because there's a hive mind around the world. And again, to Chelsea, kudos to you for not not crashing out. It's so funny when I hear that, crash out. I'm a crash out. Hilarious. Not getting triggered, not getting stirred up. You were unbothered, you were unscathed, basically. You're just like, eh. Because there's going to come a point in your experience, you're like, why are you even reacting to shit that has no relevancy to your own experience? That's what's going to happen for a lot of you. You're going to stop reacting to a lot of things. As time goes on, you stop. It's not that you don't care, you just don't react the way you used to. You start to see it differently. And you're like, oh, that person just doesn't know what they're saying. That's it. And you just like move on. You're unbothered by it. So like for me, that's how I got to where I am. Sure, there are people that says stuff that it's like, really? Do you really have to say that? Like, is that even necessary? Well, for them, it's necessary because they need to let it out of their system, right? And I would rather them let it out of their system here than to go out in the world and create some sort of problem for people. Because like, I would rather you deal with your hate and your hostility here than to be going and doing it to someone in the physical because you couldn't figure out your mind. So I'd rather you let out all your vile and your negative stuff that you need to out of your system here. So I can handle it. I'm a fucking black hole. I can absorb all your negativity. And I'll transmute all that negativity into my power. But usually I don't really interact with underboss's stuff because like he says whatever he wants. He feeds my algorithm, but I don't get into with him because it'd just be a complete waste of my time. So I let him say whatever he wants. But, you know, he's a cool dude, but he's on his journey. There will come a point where like everyone will figure it out. I had to. Everyone will figure it out. And the mind is what's governing each of our experiences. And I choose to not see the way the world like I used to. Where I would be like, yeah, this world is full of like assholes and idiots and losers and pieces of shits and vermin and filth and trash and garbage. Like, that's how I used to see the world, by the way. And every person in it. Even beautiful women. Think about that for a moment. I used to think of beautiful women like that too. This is crazy. That is so crazy. Now, I don't think like that anymore because my mind does not interfere with how I operate. Now, when it does show up, I'm like, I catch it right away. I'm like, I see you. Ha ha ha, I see you. What do you think you're doing? I'm calling you out, mind. What are you doing? What are you doing? And it's like I caught it red-handed when it's about to, like, you know, it's like a deer caught in headlight sort of scenario when the mind's like, he caught me, no! Yeah. Anyways, the mind is going to come in when you least expect it. And when it does come in when you least expect it, just know to not beat yourself up. Because the worst thing you can do is to feel guilty. Now, if you do feel guilty, it's okay, but don't feel guilty about feeling guilty. And look, if you're having a bad day, one day is not going to ruin your frequency. The universe still knows who you are at your core and knows how you're operating. You're just having a bad day. Feel it. Process those energies. Like, some days, like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, ugh. For whatever reason. Like, I'm arranged in a very positive demeanor, but the mind is like, ugh. So in those moments when the mind wants to tell the body, ugh, I don't want to do like whatever today, like, ugh. I tell the mind, like, okay, we can do that, but you know, if we keep doing it, then guess what? It's so funny how the mind is, because it wants peace, it wants love, it wants fulfillment, but yet it will create your demise by using things against you, and then it just keeps perpetuating the I want love and peace, but then it doesn't want you to actually have it. It wants you to keep chasing your tail and spinning around in a circle, or chasing the carrot right in front of you. It's like dangling in your face and you're never actually reaching it. That's what the mind does. When you understand what the mind's doing, you do not fall into the traps of the mind. And even if you do, you get out of it very, very, very quickly. You don't get stuck for years. You get maybe out of it in like an hour. Like, if I'm really steaming mad, which has been very rare, I'll need about probably like 30 minutes, maybe 40, to just like, you know, like, I'm like, right? I'll like get out all the energy that needs to get out, shake it out, and I'm like, okay, we had 40 minutes. Now it's time for us to take action. It's time for us to get our ass moving. That's what we're going to do. And I tell the mind, all right, you had 40 minutes to process this shit. If we need a little bit more time, take the time. But let's just put it this way. It's not happening a whole day. We're not letting a whole day be like, argh. If somebody says something to me that it doesn't feel in alignment, I'm like, it is what it is. I got a text recently, somebody saying something to me, and I'm like, I looked at it and I'm like, this is someone's old patterns again. And I'm like, I can play the same game and go back to the old frequency, because the old frequency is very sneaky. It'll use other people to sneak back in so you can fall back into the trap of the old frequency, the old philosophies, the old beliefs, the old thoughts, the old everything. But I looked at the text, I'm like, nah, I'm not even going to respond. I'm good. I'll just leave it as is. I had like itchy fingers, like itchy trigger fingers to like go ahead and like, but I was like, no, you don't need to do that. They're words. It's made up. It's all made up. Why are you even entertaining their words? It's all made up anyways. It means nothing. It only means something until you give meaning to it. So I told myself, like, mind, you can either take that text that someone sent you, it was on WhatsApp. It's not my clients, it's someone else. You can take that text and get irritated by it, or you can just look at it and like, oh no, their words are just made up. Remember, they are where they are based on their level of awareness, their frequency. So their frequency is there, and you're on this frequency. Doesn't mean you're better, it just means that you're not in alignment. So why are you even entertaining their frequency? You're not in alignment, so don't even take it. That's why, like, on the live stream, like with anyone specifically that doesn't kind of like follow, I don't like using that word, fuck that word, that isn't really in alignment with what I'm saying, and they're more underhanded or undermining my stream, I don't entertain their shit. I let them just say whatever they need to say. Like a troll will come on. Like yesterday, some guy was attacking me randomly. Like I was just lifting. What was I doing? I was doing my squats. And he came on and he started attacking me out of nowhere. I'm like, I wasn't even saying anything. Well, I was just talking with Tiff and the girls, and some guy comes out of nowhere and he starts attacking me. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Clearly, he's like, you should save yourself the time and effort and get off the stream, you loser. Like, nobody even cares about what you say. You only have like 3 viewers. Who cares about your viewers? They're not even listening to you. In fact, they're probably not even real. You have nothing important to say. You don't even work a job. You still live at home. You this and that and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I looked at it and I'm like, am I really going to entertain this? Really? Really? Orion, you want to entertain low-level shit like that? That's not who you are. You're better than that. So don't even entertain it. Let it go. Let them keep talking, right? So that's the thing. The mind is always defaulting to some sort of negative way because the world right now is catering to the negative, because the negative force is so much more powerful than the positive. But they're both equal, but because there's more negativity in the world, it's like for every one positive person, there's probably like 100 negative people. Or maybe 1,000 negative people. That's the ratio. And I'm being generous with that. It's probably even more than that. It's probably like for every one positive person, there's 10,000 negative people. Imagine it's you and there's 10,000 negative people just kind of circling you, and they're all negative. Now, if you know who you are, you shouldn't be affected by those 10,000 people. But unfortunately, due to the human nature, we get ensnared by the people around us and their little trap. Because we get emotionally tied to the 10,000 people that's around us. So I was just reading Underboss's stuff. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so the mind will always default to some sort of negative experience, because unfortunately that's how our world currently operates. Everything, there's a lot of positive, don't get me wrong, there's tons of positive out there, lots. If you really look for it, you will find what you're looking for. What the thinker thinks, the prover proves. So it does exist. I only run into more positive. Once in a while a little negative thing comes in here and there, it sneaks in, but I don't let it affect me at all. I just kind of look at it and I'm like, okay, so this showed up on my feed, okay, all right, no problem. No worries. I don't know why this one showed up on my feed, but okay. But majority of it's more positive, more upbeat, more in alignment. And so the more like I stay in alignment, my feed it's an algorithm, right? Life is about rhythm. There's the law of rhythm. And so algorithm, even though it's not spelled the same way, it's still the same word, rhythm. It's just that they underhandedly sneak that word in, algorithm, but it's your rhythm. Whenever you look at your feed, it's based on you. So whatever you're seeing in your feed, if you're like, why do I keep running into negative shit? You might want to look within yourself and see why it's your feed is full of this shit. Oh, still have to finish my push-ups. What are we doing here? Still have push-ups to finish. right, we have 15 more, and we'll do narrow push-ups. There's no, the sun is not out right now. There's clouds, so that's why it's a little, you're not seeing the sun hitting me right now. 8:31. Sun should be going down in about an hour-ish. So I should be done before then, but if I am not, I will bring out my light, and we'll get it done. Anyways, to continue what I was saying, so the mind's always going to strive on the negative aspect. It's designed to do that by default, though. But you can design your mind to not be in default, to think in the positive, if you choose to, of course. It's a choice. Remember, life is all about making choices and deciding and shifting to that perspective. And if someone is not aware of they can make choices and deciding and shifting to perspective, how does one become aware? Two things. Either someone makes them aware and they choose to listen, and that in itself is an action step right there, to choose to listen. Or life throws them a friggin' curveball and their ass is going to get got by the universe, because the universe is like, what the fuck are you doing? And it's going to throw you that curveball and you're going to get got. And then you're going to either listen or you're going to repeat the same mistake until the universe gets your attention even more. For me, some lessons have to be repeated over and over, and then the final time was like, all right, man, when are you gonna clock it right now? Now I have to bitch slap your ass, Orion, to get the message. And it bitch slapped me, and it drop kicked me in my face, energetically speaking, with a certain event that made me, get down and just I had to just stop my foolishness. Cool. All right, push-ups are done. Now we're gonna do mobility training. And the winds are they're out in full force right now. Is anyone else even speaking except for you, bro? Because it looks like it's only you talking. Everybody else looks like they're just kind of oh, Chelsea's there. She talking. Used to watch wasn't. It's good. It's good. It's good, Chelsea. I told the universe, which is inside of each of us, I told itself last night, all right, itself, we need to speed up the timeline a little bit. I've been ready a long time. There's no hesitation now. I told it, bring me those who are in alignment and bring me those who need to hear this. Hear whatever I need to say. Because I always drop bars exactly when someone needs to hear it. And we'll see what happens. I feel like I only have 10 years left, though. I keep saying that. I don't know why. I don't know if that's true, though. But there's a feeling of I only have 10 more years left. If that be the case, which is, 2036? I got lots to finish within 10 years. But I know I'll be here longer than that. I know deep down I will be, but if there is only 10 years left for me, then I have to get shit done. And that's why every day I live every moment as if it's my last. Our bodies is finite, our soul is infinite, so we don't really actually die. We basically just wake up from the dream. But I want to be this character for as long as I can be this character. You know what I'm saying? I actually finally, for the first time in my life, I actually love being this character. And I value it. I treasure it. I adore it. I respect it. I love it. I care about it. I won't ever get to be this character again, though. Like, I'm not attached to it, because I know, like, mortality is gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna go kaput at some point. But at the same time, I want to make sure, like, this character gets the best experience he can possibly have before it's a wrap. And that's to help as many people as I possibly can. Not to get into any unnecessary squabbles with anybody. It's going to still happen, though. There are people who are going to fight me all the time. There are people who are going to argue their heads off saying, but that's not how it works and blah, 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 blah. No, it works the way you've decided it works. It doesn't work that way in my universe. If any of you ever influence my universes, you bet your ass it's not going to work. I'm that much more powerful than your current level of awareness. No one can influence my universe. No one. I mean it. I am where I am, and you guys are where you are. And whatever works for you, but it doesn't work like that for me. And don't ever put me in your universe, because I'm not in your universe. I'm in my own universe. Anyways, point being, like, you know, I'm going to give my character the best experience I got. But I will do what is necessary to help the world. Even if I have to become this necessary evil to help the world. I may have to play that role at some times. I might be painted as the villain, but I'm not the villain, and I'm not the hero. I'm the anti-hero and the anti-villain. I'm just the neutralizer. I'm just here to neutralize everything. Or as much as I can. To make things easy for everybody else to navigate the world. To make this world more simple, more efficient. Through this character's efforts and through itself working through this character and making it easy. Now, of course, I gotta also let the character's mind get out of the way and allow itself to just flow through and do the thing. All right, mobility training. We're gonna start with we're gonna do wrist. Let's start with wrist. I'm going to hold this position for a moment. So this position here targets my wrist. And having to put almost my entire body weight onto my wrist is quite something. Well, I lost balance there for a moment. Ay. So I usually hold for about 60 seconds, give or take, or until I feel like it's enough. And the reason for this one specifically, last year, I didn't know I could do that. I was in the grass. I was like, I want to start learning to, or remembering how to do like a front flip. So of course I know to start small, and I realized I didn't know I could do that with my knees and my ankle, my wrist, because I started mobility training last year in August. This has not even been a full year since I've done mobility training. This month, last year, was my greatest month ever in terms of breakthroughs. On paper, it looked like I was having the worst month of my life. I was going through the chaos of the mind, dark night after dark night. If you guys were here on my other channel, you guys would have probably left my ass like high and dry last year for the ridiculousness that the mind was doing last year. But I'm glad I had to go through it on that channel, because shit had to happen on that channel for me to not do it on this channel. So you never know why you have to go through something to understand the reason and cultivate the lesson from it, looking back in hindsight. And so last year, I was just like getting mad and angry and just wanted to just pull my soul out of the body and just like kill, like just end my existence. I'm like, all right, universe, end my fucking existence. I hate this. I fucking hate this. It's because I didn't understand how this thing actually worked. I studied so many books. I read so many books. And that's why I said the books, they're good tools, but no one book helped me to figure out the mind fully until I finally figured out what the mind is actually doing. And that's why, like, I know people are like, you should really write a book, Orion, but there's no point to write a book because I can speak it more easily than you have to read words, because then you're gonna probably misperceive the words that I wrote. When you hear me speak, I'm gonna tell it to you in 10 million different ways until it finally clicks what the mind is actually doing. What do we got? What do we got? Ah, Crazy Cat, what's up? Good to see you. And so, I'm glad last year at this time I had to go through the absolute gutters so I can understand everything that I need to understand to not make the same mistakes twice. Because I usually don't make the same mistakes twice. Usually. So you guys get the best version of me now. And I get the best version of myself now. The mind will still, at times, it's like, like while I was in between one of my client calls, I went for a walk for like 15 minutes because I needed to stretch my legs. And then I came back and ate some lunch before I started my next client call. This was around 1 o'clock when I started the call, but around 12:30, excuse me. So I went around the block basically and came back. So the mind decided randomly, I'm getting food in the kitchen. Randomly, life's not working out for us. We're never going to make it to San Diego. We're never going to get that partner of our dreams. This is what the mind was doing this afternoon in the kitchen for 5 minutes. I was observing. I'm like, okay. So the mind saying, we're never going to get to San Diego. We're never going to have the partner. We're never going to get the money that we're supposed to have. We're never going to have the car. We're never going to have anything. We're going to be stuck here forever. And I'm like, okay, mind, listen carefully. There's nothing wrong with you feeling that, okay? But let me tell you right now that that's not true at all. Because if that were true, then you wouldn't have had the experiences that you had, okay? You would have just stayed your ass in IT, number one. You would have never met Jessa to have to go to New York, stay with her, to then go to Vegas, to meet certain people, to then go and get, coaching by your speaking coach, and then go to San Diego and experience San Diego 4 times, not one time, but 4 different times. So don't tell me that it's not working. Okay, mind? So I told them, because the mind in those moments are going to make you forget who you are and what you've accomplished. And if you can remember yourself in those moments, you won. Because you just have to say this. 80% of your manifestations is just saying, it's working, and really feel it. It's working. If you say it's not working, you basically are shooting yourself with a 9mm pistol, bang, and you just shot yourself in the foot. Because then you're giving emotions to it. So the mind attempted to do that today. It snuck in a little back door for a moment. It snuck in. It's like, what are you doing? I didn't judge it. I was like, what are you doing? You can continue to think the thoughts. It's not happening. It's working. If it wasn't working, then why are you with your clients? Hello? You're working with clients right now. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, come on, dude. Don't you not see the evidence? It's working. What? You don't have the hundreds of thousands of clients? Okay, fine. But you have 6. You had none a year ago. None. So it's working. You're good. Chill out. So I told the mind, chill the fuck out. You're good. Also, I told the mind, look, a year ago, you were pissed off about everything in the world, and you're like, you wanted to leave the world. Hello, you're still here. Look at the shit that we went through together. Hello, do you not remember? Like, we figured it out. That's the greatest evidence. You figured it out. What are you doing? So the mind, for all of you, the mind does it to everybody. Even the greats that you are perceiving as greats, their mind does the same shit too. Their mind comes in when you least expect it to undermine them. Shoulders. Yeah, I'm going to do this for... Since I started this one earlier, I'm going to do this one for shoulders today. Hold on. I'm going to go in the grass there. That's better. So, if your mind does that, y'all, just make sure you know that that's not you when that's happening. And know that it is working. You just declaring that everything's working out for you is enough. So for those of you who are listening and paying attention to what I'm saying, it's working for you, okay? And you can leave in the chat, it is working for you. Chelsea, it's working for you. Life's working out for you. It really is. Because if it wasn't working out for you, you would have not found me. Because you clearly said earlier that you had to leave IRL toxic streamers and you found me. So clearly it is working for you. So start saying life is working out for me, and you'll start to see life really truly work out for you. Anyone else? Who else is here? I know Crazy Cat and Underboss are chatting and they're having their own conversation, so I know they're not paying attention to what I'm saying. So it's all good. But everybody else who is, life is working out for you. Life is working out for you. And it's only working out for you because you've decided that's working out for you. But if you decide, it's not working for me, then you've basically shot yourself in the foot. But it's okay. In that moment where you shot yourself in the foot, you can easily change it back to that it is working for me. Otherwise, you wouldn't be where you are. That's a bar. Please write it down. So funny how the mind, it makes you forget all the things you've accomplished and the feelings that you can have for free right now that you can do. But it wants to have those feelings, but wants you to think it has to be some hard task to do. Like if you want to be sitting in your dream car, why does it have to be hard? Make it easy, make it fun. But the mind's gonna be like, no, I'm gonna make it hard for this person. I'm making damn sure they ain't gonna they're gonna be able to visualize that car and the steering wheel. You know what? Here's the thing. I want to share something with y'all. You're gonna let go of importance behind when you're visualizing. If you can't see the fancy car or the dream partner kissing your lips, or having the multi-billion-dollar company or whatever it is, just know that the intention enough is enough, because the universe already has it created and revealed for you before you even can think the thought or feel the feeling. That's a bar. Write it down. I hope that clicked in for some of you. That's why the universe is working through this character exactly the way it's supposed to. We're going to do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to hold for a moment. Yeah, so for the next couple days, y'all, just to change topics for a moment, the weather is going to be kind of cold. It's going to feel like a fall day on Wednesday morning. So you can say we got early fall. In fact, the tree outside, the green leaves, 1 or 2 of them already turned yellow. It's fascinating. Prematurely, it already turned yellow. So it feels like I just came from winter though. So it's like summer didn't even feel like summer yet fully. All right, let's see who's in the chat and who's saying what. So family, man, what if you are the reason life is not working out for me? Well, if you have put me as your importance that life is not working out for you, and clearly that's on you. It has nothing to do with me. I don't even know who the fuck you are. I know you're just a troll, but it's okay. Life's working out for you, dude. So there's 9 of you, but there's only 2 of you chatting. It's fascinating. Where the hell are the rest of you? I think the rest of you are not saying anything because the chat is just with Crazy Cat and Underboss. It's okay. So one thing I used to be upset with is when I'm talking about something and the chat is not talking about anything that I'm talking about, and I would get really pissed off. My old channel was like that a little bit, where people are talking about all kinds of stupid things that have no relevancy to what I'm talking about, but I reminded myself in this channel, like, if that happens, let them. They're just feeding your algorithm, dude. Like, whoever wants to pay attention and share whatever they want to share, they can share it. I just won't entertain, like, the chat if has nothing to do with what I'm saying. So, like, I scrolled up and I saw a family man say, what if the reason life's not working out for me is because of you? Well, it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. Right? Life springs from you and you alone. It has nothing to do with me. If you've given something externally, and thank you, family man, because I get to go deep now. Pause on that. If you put something externally as the cause to making your life the way it is, then guess what? You've just enslaved yourself. You've enslaved yourself to the external. That's why life, when people are so like focused on the external, you are literally basically giving you're giving the delusion to the illusion. And if you give power to the illusion, you become delusional. That's a real bar. Please write it down. Life springs from you within yourself. Because it's you that has to speak the words, think the thoughts, feel the feelings, take the action. Right? So if you're putting something externally as your source and it's become your reason or your cause, unfortunately, that's because of you. You did that yourself. So, good job, family man, if you're still here. Probably you're not, because you probably just already swiped your ass out of here anyways. But yeah, you put that for yourself. That's all on you. It has nothing to do with me. What was I going to say? Okay, well, I'm done my shoulders. I've done my wrists. I need to do my spine and then my my hips. And then a couple more things. Who do we got? Who's this? Oh, we got a troll. Cool. Hello, troll. Good to see you. Gotta love the minds of some of these humans. It's quite fascinating how it's arranged. It's arranged in such ridiculousness. But you know, it's all good because I used to do the same shit too. I wouldn't say that stuff because I was more vicious. I was a vicious troll. At least this one is a more this is like a sexual troll right now that we got going on in chat. So welcome, sexual troll. It's okay. Keep your phone's charging. I was gonna do my spine now. Or yeah. Let's get the spine done. What did I do on Friday or Saturday? Oh, I did that. So it's this one. Anyways, life starts with you. If any of you give life or give something power over you in your external, then you become its little bitch in your internal. That's a bar. Write it down. That's why, like, if you do not give yourself everything within, then you give reality permission to be bitch slapping you internally. And then you will be reality's little bitch. When it's really actually you being the one that's giving your power away to external. So, remember, life springs from you and you alone. Got the other side to do in a moment. Starting to get dark. I'm gonna grab the light quickly. It's a good thing I didn't fully put it away on Saturday, because I knew I was gonna use it again at some point. All right, let's do this. So I have to wrap the cable around the chair handle to keep the light from falling. That's good enough. Awesome. Perfect. There we go, that's better. Okay, so that's, I need to tighten that up a little bit. There. That shouldn't go anywhere. There. There we go. We got the lights on. Little bright though, but it is what it is. All right, other side. Thank God I came up with this solution when I'm outside. Of course, potential mosquitoes, but you know, Saturday I was perfectly fine, so should be okay. Seven, 8. So if tomorrow's gonna rain, it'll probably just be a gaming session tomorrow, most likely, because it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. So, and the winds are supposed to be a lot, so the rain's gonna like be kind of hitting the table and all kinds of shit. We'll see what actually happens though. I can take you guys out for a rain walk, but that would be it. It'd just be a walk and talk, I guess, tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. I do have lessons that I want to talk about this week at the water. Like the lens you view reality from. Your expectations you have for yourself and the world around you. I can take any word, except for, you know, words that are not in alignment, like negative words, and actually use it for the live stream. So okay, what's next? Hips. I'm just seeing if there's anything else I want to talk about. It's not really much I want to say. I just came on to just kind of stream for the sake of streaming. Feels like it feels like fall though right now. Temperatures are okay, but it does have this fallish vibe to it for some reason. I mean, hell, if it goes back to winter tomorrow, I'll be okay with it. It won't be a shock. It's because it was only what, sometime in May, it was still like really, really cold. I think when I started on May 12th, it was still like 8 degrees or some shit like that in the morning. And I still went out with my jacket and my gloves in May. It's weird. And I did see my first stream I did on the channel was a testing stream. And I was playing Dead by Daylight with T-Bray. It's testing out Streamlabs as well. It's pretty good. I'm so glad I found this app. I'm not using a crappy YouTube app. Fucking YouTube sucks. Like the YouTube official app, awful. The only thing is, the chat is what sucks with Streamlabs, but it's actually a good thing because, like right now, if that's Crazy Cat's message, her message is the only message I see right now because it's so long. She wrote like a friggin' like novel there. So like I only can see like 1 or 2 messages at a time, so it prevents me from being super distracted. But it has a double-edged sword effect. I have to scroll up to see who messaged me. Like on YouTube, like on how it used to be, I could see at least like 10 or 15 different messages, and they were like small enough for me to kind of like see. But unfortunately, yeah, YouTube fucking sucks. Like the app just friggin' sucks. You can't. It has no control over your camera settings or anything like that. Like I can go from 720p, 24 frames with 1000 kilobits while I'm at the water to save on data, but also to save on battery, because really to save on battery, to all the way to 1080p. Because YouTube doesn't do 4K streams properly. It just compresses it unless you are on the computer and you use a 4K camera and all that stuff. But on mobile, like that'd be ridiculous of doing 4K because then you have to send all that data unless you have unlimited data. Anyways, you with this thing you can go from to 1080p 60 to I think some ridiculous kilobit. I think it's like 30,000 kilobits. It's crazy. I use right now I'm using 6,000 kilobits. So you guys are seeing the quality at 6,000 kilobits per second, or 6 megabits per second. That's for my tech people who understand what I just said there. Hey, Anonymous, good to see you. What's up? We were talking, I was just randomly talking about random stuff, but earlier before you came on, I was talking about how the mind will always latch onto the negative aspects of reality because of the collective hive mind that's either in the local area, the local city, the local state or province or territory, and then the local country, and then the local, well, obviously the world. Good to see you, by the way. I'm just finishing up my my mobility training. All good? All good? I'm sure all is well. I don't know if anybody else is here besides you and Crazy Cat and Underboss. I know there are other people lurking in the chat, but they're not saying much. It's either it's that or I didn't read their messages. But from the looks of it, it's just Underboss and Crazy Cat having random chat about random stuff. So I'll chat with you, Anonymous. How's the epiphanies been going? How's the breakthroughs? How's life unfolding for you? Let's see. All good. So, do we have to protect the mind from the surrounding energy? So the mind, the thing is, the mind's going to latch onto that stuff. You can do your best to protect it, but the mind's going to always latch onto some sort of negative thing. Like today, I was sharing earlier that I was in the kitchen getting lunch just before my next client call. I took a walk around the block just to get some get some steps in. I got a lot of steps in the morning, but not enough. So I took a walk around the block, 15 minutes, and then grabbed my food. And as I was grabbing my food, Anonymous, my mind was like, we're never gonna make it to San Diego. We're never gonna have our dream partner. We're never gonna get there. We're never gonna have the impact. We're never gonna do it. I'm like, hello, what are you doing? Like I gave it 5 minutes for the mind to do the thing. I'm like, what are you doing? Really? Hello, did you not remember our journey? Like, we went through a lot already. Then the mind's gonna make you forget all the times that you accomplished something, and will always find a way to drag you back down. But here's the thing that we have the power to not give meaning to when it does do that. And tell yourself that life is working out for you. It's always working for you. It's never against you. Even when it feels like all hell is breaking loose, life's working out for you. Because when people say none of this is working because they don't see something changing in their experience, it depletes your conviction and your confidence that nothing's working. So it makes sense, but that in itself is a trap because you're still placing your focus on the external. The internal, it's changed, it's done. Like you're good, like everything's working. It's finito. It's a wrap. It's locked in, it's done. But the problem is the mind's going to be like, it's going to use the eyes to take the electrical signal of the outer experience, even though it's the mind projecting it out, to then tell you, nothing's working. But life is working. 80% of this is just telling yourself it's working. All is working. All is working out for you. Everything is working out for you. It is working. Just saying words like that, it's enough. Even when the mind's like, but I don't have it's working out for you, because if it wasn't working out for you, then you wouldn't be where you are. You would not be where you are thinking the way you're thinking. Like that in itself is the greatest work you'll ever do on yourself. The way you get to think, that's the greatest fucking work you'll ever do. So many people take that for granted. Let's see. Name, what's up, bro? I'll be okay. I didn't know you were here, dude. I'll be okay. I have light. Don't worry. Dark doesn't bother me. I have the light here. That's why I brought it out. Yeah, the sun cooked me. Like, it cooked me basically everywhere now. So I'm pretty much, I got a good tan going on. Speaking of, okay, I have to do hips now. What the hell did I do for hips on yesterday? What did I do? Oh, I did that one. Okay, so we're back to no, we can do this one. We'll be at this one for a moment. So yeah, the mind's going to keep telling you a story that life's not working. But the thing is, life is working for you. You get to decide. Remember, if you keep placing your focus on the external, then unfortunately you're placing your attention on the illusion, and you're going to be delusional, because that's fucking delusion. Most people think delusional is thinking internally, but no, that's people who think that realistic is externally. That's not true at all. Realistically is internally. The real realistic is internally. The fake realistic is the external, which means that's the delusion. This is the real realistic. Illusion, real, because life starts here, not there. That can influence in here, but that's not real. This is real. And so, like, the mind's going to tell you, but life's not working out for me. Nothing's changing. Well, if you keep saying nothing's changing, then guess what? You still are placing your focus on the external. Life has already changed. You just have to decide. In this moment, you can have whatever it is you desire right now in your inner world. You can give yourself a great orgasm if you really wanted to in your inner world. You can give every feeling you're looking for within yourself right now. People think they have to go search for a feeling externally. But you know, it's the external feelings that you're looking for. You're getting it internally because you have to feel the feelings anyways. Internally, that's a bar, write it down. When you're driving your fancy car, isn't it you that has to summon the energy of that feeling? You have to summon the energy of the feeling when you're right by your car. Eventually you'll take it for granted, and you'll normalize it and make it become part of your normal lived experience. You can do that right now. You just have to visualize it. That's why I say you can visualize the partner, you can visualize the amount of money, because it's not about the money, it's about what money is going to do for you. It could be the business, it could be the career, it could be the fulfillment. It can be anything. You can give yourself the feeling, because everybody's looking for a friggin' feeling to feel, not to think. That's a bar, write it down. Because that's what life's about, feeling stuff. It's all about using your five senses. So I have felt the sense that I've already helped 5 billion people. Why not all 8 billion? Well, I mean, I could say all 8 billion people, but not all 8 billion people speak English. You know what I'm saying? So I said 5 billion. I would think about 5 billion people at least know how to speak fucking English. And if not 5 billion, then anyone who basically speaks English, I've helped them already. I've impacted every person who speaks English. How about that? That's better. And who understands English. Everybody else who doesn't understand English, I haven't helped them because they clearly don't know English. And I'm not speaking their language. Unless they get some auto translation bullshit coming from my mouth. But I already know what that feels like. I already know what it feels like to impact many, many people on the planet. I know what it feels like to have my dream, it's not even my dream partner, my partner, period. Not dream partner, it's my partner. You can give everything to yourself right now. I know what it feels like. Is that light? Who is that? Who showed up there? It's Joe. Who has helped the helper? Good question. Who do you think helped the helper? Since you asked the question, I want to see your response. I know you're more Bible-y, so let me see. You're not wrong, just so you know. Whatever you're going to say, I respect it. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. I just want to see what you're going to say. I have a feeling, but I like to see what you're going to say. We're probably on two different frequencies. But who helped the helper? I have my answer, but you might not even accept my answer. So I'm waiting to see what you're going to say. Whatever you say, it'll allow me to then say what I'm going to say or not say anything. That's a good response. I like that response. It's perfect. You're right. It's whoever's willing to do so. I like that. good. That's a bar, by the way. I'm just finishing up my hips. Doing this isn't a challenge. That's why I have to do a lot of it to feel like the hips are getting some work done. Anyways, every one of you can feel whatever feeling you want right now. You have that ability. And if you say, but I can't feel that feeling, then you saying you can't feel that feeling is giving yourself so much power to be powerless to not feel that feeling. That's a real bar. Please write that down. Anonymous. That's a bar. That's a bar, Anonymous. You are the helper. You are the helper, the helped, and the one that's the act of being helped. Or another way of saying that, you're the observer, the observed, and the act of observing. All in one breath. You're the observer, the observed, and the act of observation, or the act of being observed. Those three things. It's you. Anyways, you all have the ability in every present moment to feel whatever you want. Can't emphasize that enough. This afternoon, just before I started my final call, because I take about 2 to 5 minutes in between calls, well, except for lunchtime. I do have to give myself a little bit more time between calls, which I'm working on. Still focusing on the pacing, of course. I love serving people. I get energized, not drained, when I'm talking with people. But on my last call, just before I jumped on, I just closed my eyes for a few minutes, and I already felt like what it felt like to help this person, and I knew exactly what I was going to say to this person when I was about to jump on with them. Because I've spoken to them now for at least 2 months, so I know their personality type. I know how they talk and the energy and what kind of like being they are. So I was like chatting with her. I have 4 women clients and 2 male clients right now, for those of you who are wondering about my clientele. I work with like entrepreneurs and business owners right now. I'm looking to expand in the future to actors and athletes like Nero does. Because, you know, I deserve to work with those people too. Not just entrepreneurs. And like when I spoke with her, I'm like, everything was just like it was just succinct. It was just like perfect. Like we just were in this like neat little dance. So awesome. I love working on Mondays. It's just, I'm excited on Mondays when I get to see them. Like it's so fascinating because, you know, 10 years ago, I'd been dreading Mondays to like work. I'm like, ugh, I gotta go to work. Well, I had to actually travel to an office 10 years ago. And I was like, oh man, I gotta fucking work for someone else's friggin' dreams and goals. Fuck that noise. I'm working for my goals and dreams now. So I love Mondays. Mondays are my favorite days right now. Are you the water that fills other people's glass or the glass that other people use to drink the water? Could be both. Or another way of saying it, they are their own water and I'm just a reflection that mirrors back to them that they already are the water and the glass that they drink from. Because for me, it doesn't come from me. None of this is me speaking to you. This is actually you speaking to yourself. So it's actually you. That's why, like, if you look at my channel, it's always going to say the word you. Y-O-U. Nothing but you. It's nothing to do with me. I'm just a reflection, and when I say I mean this is just a reflection of yourself in a different body with different ways of thinking. Nothing more. It's just another version of you speaking to you, having a you conversation with yourself. There is no me. There's no, even though I do, you see, I said it there. Even though this character will still say I and me and all that shit, because it's still heavily ingrained, which I'm allowing this character, and see, I said I'm allowing this character. This character is attempting to stop using I and me, but of course, to keep it logical for the mind, I'm going to say me and I and you and all that. But yes, the answers start with you, ends with you. It has been you, will always be you, can only ever be but you. And yeah. So what you shared, spot on. It's both. It's both. It could be none. It could be everything. It could be nothing. You get to decide. Choice. It's true. And that's a great perspective. You're spot on with that one too. Some water can actually destroy you. You're spot on. Some can be tainted with poison. Some can be... So that's basically shifting your perception of the water. Like, not all water... And you know what? I really do appreciate your perspective, because I like this. Because I'm going to be using this at some point when the time arises. When I'll be remembering you, Joe, for this moment. So thank you for dropping your bar. Some water is not drinkable indeed. Like, we actually, when I'm streaming outside, not right here, but like when I'm out at the trail, there's a water spot. And that water, like, physically, you cannot drink that water. It is not great for you. If you're in like dire need for water and you're dying of thirst, yeah, you will have to drink the water, but I would not recommend drinking that water. Washing your hands with it, fine. Cleaning your pants or something, fine. But like, to drink it, no. So you're right. Metaphorically speaking, not all water is going to be in alignment to drink. I'll use the word alignment. I like the word alignment. Language is a very paradoxical thing. But yes, not all water is drinkable. So that means you gotta actually be aware of which water you're intaking in that moment. That's why I always tell everyone to have discernment with what I'm saying, to never just take in everything that I'm saying. Because if it doesn't align with you, just don't use it. Just drop it and use whatever works. That's why, like, for me, I'm not here to change anybody's beliefs or change anyone's perspective. What I'm here to do is give another perspective that they could potentially use, because that's what that's what I'm about, giving perspectives. But if you want to use it, not that you have to use it, that you must use my perspective, because like if that becomes forced, and I'm not here to indoctrinate anybody into anything. Use whatever works. It got you to this point in life. A lot of you never even knew me up until like 2 months ago, and you got to this point in life. I'm just so happened to be a moment in your time, like a moment in your life. I could be a blip. I can be a forever friend. Right? I could be a blip or a forever friend. I could be either or. Or I could just be a random like person for like a couple minutes, and then I'm like out of your existence. That happens. So yeah, spot on. I like that perspective. Not all water is drinkable. So which means not all things that someone says is going to be of value. Hello, moth. They're flying around. They love the light. They're enjoying the light right now. Are you enjoying your flight? Good. Ooh. Yeah. So like, not everything I'm ever going to say is always going to be of value to some of you. It's not. And if it is, that's unrealistic. Let's just be real. Because like, not all of it will be applicable to some of you, right? Because you are where you are on your journey. It can only be wherever you are currently at. I'm basically attracting those who are in the same vibrational alignment as me. Yes, I still run into trolls, and yes, I still run into people who want to attack me and fight me and tell me I'm wrong and blah blah blah. Like, that's gonna happen. I'm not here to help them presently because they're not ready to listen with the mind at all. Like, they're just not ready to listen. And ready is not a feeling, it's a decision, but they're choosing to not listen. They're choosing to attack me, so what else can I do? Just leave them be. There's nothing else you can do, right? Hence why, like, when I see them, I don't drink their water. Fuck that noise. Why would I do that? That's poisoning my drain. That's poisoning my pipes. I'm not doing that. Sure, I entertain some of it here and there, but I don't get too emotionally like wrapped up with it because it has no value. Because value is very subjective, right? Not everything in this world is valuable, right? Same with that's why I said life has no meaning, and life has tremendous value, but not everything is valuable. So, like, for example, if someone was like, I don't like this Orion guy because he doesn't see my God as the true God. Like, they see it as some dude in the sky. Then it has no value. Like, I have no value to that person whatsoever, because I'm not going to shift where I am in my journey. I know what I know about the Creator, God, insert name. I don't really talk. I do bring up the Creator a fair bit, God itself, or the infinite intelligence a lot, or at times. But it sometimes has no value. So I just leave it. I leave it alone. Who do we got here? Name. I don't know if I take that as, I know you're trolling me right now. I don't know if I take that as a compliment or as an insult. Kidding, dude. I don't take anything as an insult. I don't take anything anybody says. Look, I've been called some pretty shitty things on this channel already. Been called like the worst things you can call a human, and I'm still here. So I mean, there's nothing anybody can really say now that can like faze me when it comes to like, oh, you're an N guy, or you're this dirty brown like nasty Indian or whatever they say, or go take a shower, go back to your third world country, you faggot, or some shit like that. Like, I mean, hey, if that's what they're saying, there's no point entertaining even that person, because like it's just it's an empirical waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. You're good. You don't have to be mushy, dude. You're good. Others do it though. No big deal. I've been called all kinds of like pretty stupid shit. So I mean, it's just strengthening my resolve, because like, you know, if you're not successful, you have no haters. Because not all successful people, or let me phrase it, successful people will always run into haters. And people who are not doing anything, they won't have haters because they're not doing anything. So I have to take it both ways, right? Like, some days, like, the chat will be talking about random things that have nothing to do with what I'm saying, and I just let it be. And sometimes they'll troll me, or they'll call me the stupidest shit in the world, and you'll see people tag teaming me and like, what is it, bullying me and attempting to get an emotional reaction out of me. Go for it. I mean, if that's what's bringing you joy and floating your boat, then go for it. But it won't work with me, because I simply don't. I'm immune to it. It's like you become like numb to insults. You look at it and like, what is this? Stupid. It's a waste of time. Anyways, those people who are like what Joe said earlier about the water, those particular minds, it's not the people, it's the mind of that person. the mind of that person, I don't entertain it. Like, it's just drinking in poison. Like, it's a waste of time. Let's see. At least do it good, you know? What do we got? Words were a human creation in which we have meaning to. Insults are created by humans. But yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty quick-witted for sure. I'm always good. But you know, for me, all words are made up anyway, so I can take everybody's words and destroy it in my life. I can literally destroy every word right now. And then I'd be like, I don't speak no language, even though that's still speaking a language. I can just do this. But then I have to use words to navigate the world. Like, in order for me to help people, I must use words. There's no other way. I can like, ooh, I can do all that, but like what is that doing? Right? I gotta get to the mind. The mind's gonna be like, this guy is crazy. He's probably casting some spell on us, right? Technically, our words cast spells, but anyways, I can be casting like other spells in other ways, but like the mind will be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? I can be doing all the energy things, like some energy people who do this thing with their hands and they're like summoning energy and they're doing all kinds of things. Like you see them like doing weaving things and like doing all kinds of things, like all this. There are people who are doing that. And to me, like, yes, you can keep weaving all your little hand things and stuff, and it is working, but like, it's also a giant colossal waste of time. You don't need to do all that. Just super saying. Of course, Chelsea. Exactly. People can never know you because only you can only know you. That's a bar, write it down. In fact, you write your own bar right there. It's so true. No one can define anybody because you can't live anybody else because you're only that person. You're only you. And only you can live you, right? People can make fun of you. They can judge you. They can insult you. They can call you names. They can say all kinds of stupid shit about you. But in the end of the day, you know who you are, and if you don't even entertain or get influenced by their words, then it means nothing. You can destroy their words instantly, because no one will ever know you anyway. So you may as well be you the way you desire to be. You can give perspectives to help someone shift, yes, but like in the end, like you get to choose who you are, and you are who you are because no one else can be you. So spot on. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Name. I prefer we do a tag team. We're not so different. I could suplex someone off the top rope and you can finish them off. Could. I'll let you finish them off. I'll suplex them. How about that? You give them whatever finisher move you want to do. So I know you say you don't know, but who doesn't know? The mind or you? Name. Who do you think is saying I don't know? Do you think it's the mind, or do you think it's you, the true you, the you before your name, the you before your identity? Who do you think is saying I don't know? So the I am. So the you without the name is saying you don't know? Your mind is not going to be able to give you the answers to that. The only way to really know who you truly are at the like that is by going super duper within, being uber duper present, and knowing that all things are you. That's the true you, the you that is everything. Even like the worst enemies you might have, your best friends, your partner, the ants, the bugs, the reptiles, the snakes, the star seeds, the planets, the black holes, all of it. It's all you. But the totality of it all. But to answer that, the mind doesn't have, there's no word really to really say it, except for all or everything, but even that's not enough, unfortunately. No, you don't fall short. That's the mind right there creating that story. You're not falling short. You're good. I guarantee you're not falling short. You can let the mind tell you that story, but you're not falling short. Not while you're on this channel. You ain't falling short, because I'm making sure you don't fall short. Again, you can take that perspective, but is that perspective of falling short helping you? Right? These are questions that this is why the clients hire me, because I ask pretty interesting questions that they're like, because I clue in what they're saying. And I'm like, and I'm pretty quick to like catch what they're saying in real time. Is the belief of I'm falling short serving you? Probably isn't. So if it isn't, why use it? You're not falling short. You're good. You're just in the process of really truly finding it. There's a version of you though, name, who's already found it. You're just simply reaching that version by collapsing time and space and getting more into the now to know that version of yourself. A year ago, I didn't fully knew what that was either, and then I figured it out. And I'm like, oh, this is what it really was all along, huh? Cool. No more suffering for me, unless I choose to suffer. Now suffering is a choice, not an obligation, not mandatory, for me specifically. Exactly, the mind was created, or was a creation. We search the whole world for treasure and return home to find it. That's a bar, Anonymous. So the mind. Okay, let me just kind of break this down. Shortcomings. We all have our things like flaws, shortcomings, but that's the mind, not the soul. You are the soul that's infinite and perfect. The mind isn't you that we keep getting finessed into believing that we are, that isn't perfect and has the flaws and has the shortcomings. So there's basically two yous. There's this you, and then there's this you. But this you isn't actually you, it's actually this one. But this one can't do shit until this one gets out of the way. This is the mind. The soul can only start working and helping you when this version starts to simmer down and relax itself. So your human and your mind isn't perfect. Like this is a paradox though, because you are theoretically created perfectly, but your mind in itself, and your mind is technically perfect because it's working the way it's supposed to be working to some degree in every present moment, but it is a paradox. But the mind itself, and I'm going to probably fall short on my words here, but it's okay, it is what it is. The mind in itself is limited, it's finite, it's not infinite, it can't see everything. Your soul is infinite, it can see everything. But the thing is, the soul can't help the mind until the mind slows down, and then the soul will start to give you answers at the soul level to your mind, so your mind can logically understand what needs to be done by taking specific actions or thinking certain thoughts for you to experience certain things. But you're on your journey, you're figuring it out. So give yourself more credit. The thing is, we tend to shoot ourselves in the foot. We take a 9mm and we do this to ourselves. We literally are doing this to ourselves when we say shit like that. There's nothing wrong with shortcomings, just so you know. There's nothing wrong with it. There's everything wrong with the negative meaning that we attach to shortcomings. It's about the meanings we give to words, truly. So if we say like shortcomings are a bad thing, then of course you're shooting yourself in the foot. But shortcomings are not a bad thing. It just shows you where you get to improve. From the mind level, that is. Let's see. Doc, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Bunch of like moths flying around and flies flying around the light right now. My correlation from me and also my true potential has me indifferent. I know what I should be, but my mind is doing what it... Yeah, it makes sense. That's why I said, Underboss, my words are going to fall short. The human character, not the actions of the human, but the human like body was designed perfect. Like your cells, your DNA, all that, that's perfect. Like the actions you take are not going to be perfect. But the from your toes all the way to your head, that physical vessel, I'm talking about the vessel itself, it's perfect. It's been designed perfectly. No matter who you are, even if you have no arms, no legs, it's designed in the way it's supposed to be designed. That part is perfect. Yes, you can improve on things if you want to, but that's the mind creating the story saying that it's not perfect because it doesn't want to accept certain things, and that's okay. It is what it is. It'll change. So that's what I'm getting at, the vessel itself, not the actions, not the mind, not the things that the thing thinks, but the vessel without the mind. You think of it like just the exoskeleton, just like it's like a mannequin essentially. We're not mannequins, obviously, but like, you know, that's what I'm referring to. The vessel, just the meat suit, not the mind. That body of ours, like no matter what it looks like, it was like we tend to fuck it up by doing all kinds of shit with it, but it's still at its core, from its original inception, still designed perfectly. From the little baby to when you get like into your more wiser years of your life. But the mind is not what I'm referring to. I'm not referring to that thing that we use. Yes. Well, not fallen, but yes, you can use the word fallen. Descended, fallen, come from, you know, teleported, transported from, different words. Yeah. It's okay. You're doing, just remember a name, you're doing good. Just tell yourself you're doing good. Tell your soul is going to tell yourself, like this soul is telling your soul you're doing good. Your mind is probably going to say, no, I'm not doing good. I'm not doing good. That's the mind again. You're not the mind though. You have a mind, but the mind has stories, and the mind will continue to use those stories against you. Because the mind, it wants to hold you where you think you deserve to be, but your soul wants you to go way beyond what you can even possibly imagine yourself to be. And that's my goal, is to show every human on this planet, or as many as I can, to show them their limitless potential. That they are so much more than they realize what they actually can be. Because the mind gets in the way of telling them, but I can't do this, and I have this, and I'm blah 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 this, and blah 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 that, and yeah that, and you that, and all kinds of stories, and the mind's like, yep, finessed you, got you back where you belong, and keeping you stuck where you belong. My mind attempted to do that this morning, or this afternoon during lunch. While I was making lunch, I was like, what are you doing? All of our minds tend to do that at times. Unfortunately. I'm just making sure I don't step on any spiders or bugs, because, you know, there's one right there. I see you. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you, but I see you. I can't pat myself on the back like that, knowing when I know what I know about myself. It's okay. You think I could have listen, do you think I could have pat myself on the back 10 years ago for the shit that I did and things I said? No way, dude. No way. But because I know what I know about reality more than most humans and most beings on this planet, and I do know because I was given hyper awareness. That's where I differ from basically 99.8% of the planet. There's like 0.2 of us that actually understand what the fuck is going on, truly. But, you know, everyone does actually understand what's going on, but from their own level of awareness. I have forgiven myself for everything because this character didn't know. And when you didn't know, you forgive yourself and you move forward. But you don't keep trapping yourself with your stories because the mind is going to use your stories against you. Always. You give that mind the opportunity to tell you some shit of like, yeah, you can't do it or something. It's going to take its shot. It's always going to come and like derail. That's its job, to derail. Always derail. But if you train it enough, it won't derail you as much and it'll start working with you. Because most human minds tend to derail them until you get it under wrap. But it becomes a conscious choice. This is not yoga. I don't do yoga. And welcome back. And no, I don't do it all day. Mondays are my working days. So today's my working day since you're new to the channel. And I was chatting and I'm now just finishing up my movements. I have specific movements that I do every day. And I'm committed to my health. So I will, if I have to finish these things at 12 a.m., you bet your ass I'll finish at 12 a.m. If I have to stay up until 2 a.m. to finish it, I'll stay up until 2 a.m. and finish it. That's how committed I am. I'm locked the fuck in. But yeah, I don't do yoga anymore. I used to though. Yoga doesn't really do me anything now. It's good for breathing, but I mean, I already breathe. It's good for postures, but I already do good posture movements. But yoga doesn't really mean the movements. It means stilling a breath, like stilling yourself. That's what yoga actually is. But yeah, back to you, Name. You're doing good, dude. Just give yourself a little bit more credit. That's all. If you don't want to give yourself credit, that's your choice. But I'm gonna give you credit where credit is due. I'm gonna give you a round of applause right now. Good job, dude. And I'm talking to your soul, not your mind. Because I know your mind's gonna get in the way. I'm referring to your soul. Because I'm speaking one-to-one with your soul. I don't care about your mind right now. I love your mind, but your mind does get in the way. My mind likes to get in the way at times too. So we're no different in that aspect. Just want you to know that. Well, the rain's going to be coming in about 3 or 4 hours from now. I won't be on 3 or 4 hours from now. I'll be already in bed. What time is it? It's probably like almost 10. Yeah, it's already almost 10. It's crazy. Just finishing up everything. 6:50. Is that what time you actually go to bed, dude? Do you go to bed early? I'll be jumping off shortly. I think the earliest I ever used to go to sleep was like 7 o'clock every day for like 6 months. 7 o'clock. I was like, why am I going to bed at 7 o'clock? It's crazy. Well, to be fair, I was waking up at 3 a.m. So I wanted to get as much rest, but going to bed at 7 o'clock in the summertime was nuts because it was so bright outside. 9 o'clock, sure. 7 o'clock, oh, okay. Well, yeah, you're 3 hours, well, you're 3 hours in the past, basically, even though you're in the now with me. Gotcha. Okay, never mind. Bedtime for me is going to be probably 11:30. I still have to go shower. Take a second shower. Did a first shower this morning. Because, I want to look good for my clients, professional. I've already worn my suit for my client calls. And yes, y'all, I do put on my suit when I'm working with my clients. I just don't wear my suit. Like when I turn on the stream on Mondays, I take off my clothes and put on these because there's no point changing and then taking 5-10 minutes to change when I can just do it off camera. Nice. Almost there. I still have some night routines to do, which I'll do. Alright. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The mind will continue to use all kinds of tactics against you because the mind isn't you and it desires to stay in your head and take up mental real estate and live rent-free in your head. That's a bar. Please write that one down. Because that's what the mind does. It lives rent-free in a lot of people's heads. Oh yeah, 3 a.m. is a blessing indeed. I used to work out every day at 3 a.m. I would get up at 2:45, sit in meditation back in the days for about 10 minutes, wash my face, and then put on my clothes and off I go to do my workout. I would either go to the gym or I'd do the workout here in the house. 3 a.m. All because I used to work in an office and I was not going to miss my workout. I was like, I'm not missing my workout. And the reason why I did it so early is because I'm a type of person that hates sitting in a congested bus or train with people at the time. I still like my personal space. I love people, but I like my personal space. And so I would leave early so I didn't get caught up in all that rush hour traffic taking the bus and train to the office. So I'd get up super early, get my shit done. That way, when I was going to the office, when I was finally understanding how to be a healthy person, that's what I was doing. But when I was overweight, I wasn't working out. I was just waking up at 4 a.m. just to rush, and I felt so rushed, so weird. Man, those days, I remember those days. I'm so fucking grateful that I don't live those days anymore. I get to do whatever I want now. Quite literally. I literally found my heaven on earth within myself. For now, that is. We'll see what happens as time goes on, though. I expect that I'm going to get more busier as time goes on because I have a world to serve and I have lots of people to impact. So I'll be flying around the world, speaking on stages, on podcasts. So I'll be a busybody. I won't be live streaming as much. In fact, my live streams will be they'll be kind of like a rarity. So you all take advantage of it now because that's on the precipice. I won't be doing this forever. The live streams. I'm just doing it so I get enough like algorithm pull so more people see the channel, provided this channel stays the way it is, or not stays the way, but continues to keep growing and doesn't end up with the same fate as my other channel did. I don't think this channel will do that though, so it should be okay. I don't care about the subscriber numbers right now. I don't look at, oh look, I got 2 new subscribers or 10 subscribers today. I don't do that anymore. I used to on my other channel, but on this channel I don't do that. Whatever I have is whatever I have. I already know I already have over 1 million subscribers on this channel. Subscribers would mean nothing more than just connections. I have 1 million connections. Let's see. For sure. For sure, dude. Or maybe, just maybe, I call you up on stage and I'll be like, so there's a person here named name. I use your username and I'll be like, and I'm gonna bring you on stage. Hey, welcome to the stage. Name. And name, you'll come up on stage. And I'll be like, so this guy, he knew me way back when I was first starting my YouTube channel, like this newer YouTube channel, and he remembered me live streaming in the dark, and I clearly told him that I was going to be on stage and on podcasts. I'll be impacting the world. And I told him I was going to bring him on stage, and here he is now. Full circle moment. Now, I don't know how you're going to feel about that, but I'm going to bring you on stage. Or anybody else who's here, who's still with me in the so-called future. Because, the thing is, like, I live my life like I live it 1/4 a mile. I'm kidding. This is not Fast and Furious. I live my days as if this is my last moment. Every moment is my last moment. So I live it as best as I can. 'Cause I don't know when my time is up. So I may as well feel everything I want right now. Right? That's a bar, by the way. You may as well feel everything you want now because you never know when you'll never feel those feelings again. That's actually a heavy bar. Please write that down. In fact, don't even write that one down. Please feel that one within. Because, like, what if to say you don't get the ability to ever feel a feeling ever again? That would really fucking suck. To some degree, you're like, I don't ever want to feel feelings. You're like negative. But yeah, in that aspect, I wouldn't want to feel those either. But like, you miss out on all the positive stuff too. But like, it's also a blessing to just feel any feeling, because like, if you really think about it, like, feeling a feeling is quite something. Sometimes it doesn't feel great, but I mean, you can shift the meaning behind it. Let's see. What did you leave in the chat? I have a genetic name. I think you meant generic name. Kind of like, a generic name, yeah, like Josh. Maybe that, not my name, but pretty sure it is. Well, whatever your name is, I don't ask people their personal names or personal information because it's not my business, and you know, privacy, of course, always. Even though other dimensional beings, they can see everything about each of us, so there's no real privacy. But anyways, I don't usually ask anybody of their personal information or their names or anything like that, which is fascinating. My clients, they once were usernames, now I know them by name. They don't have time to come on my streams though, because they're busy and they work with me, so they don't need to come on my stream. But one of them has shown up though, for a moment. They were watching, but they didn't comment anything. So I can't tell when they're here and or whoever is here or not here. If you're like lurking in the background, there's like, I don't know. YouTube doesn't tell you this person's in the chat. Should really add a feature like that. Is it Josh? Okay, well, cool. Well, you have the same name as my cousin's son, who actually is very connected now too to the divine. He himself, he's 22. He unlocked his mind not that long ago. He's just going through the unconditioning process now. It's funny because like me and him used to never get along, and now he's like one of my favorite like souls to speak with. Because like in the family, he's really the only other person that's like pretty aware. Everybody else is kind of still, you know, kind of like they're still sleeping. So it was so fascinating. You never know who you're gonna end up like speaking to, and like he became aware. Like we chatted on Christmas, because like he used to come to the house when he was a teenager at weird hours to like stay over, and it would be a bothersome. And yes, you guys are seeing moths flying in the camera, and he would come over at weird hours, and I have to open the door for him. Like, bro, like it's like 2 a.m. Like I need some fucking sleep. Like, why don't you come over earlier? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing here? Why are you coming so late? And I would get so mad with him, and like I'd have to do my workout back then, and he would be in the space where I need to work out. I'm like, bro, I need to do my workout. I don't mean to be a bitch, but I have to do my workout. And I know your sleep is important, but like I need to fucking do my workout. But anyways, like me and him, we made up. He forgave me. I forgave him for all the stuff, and like it's so fascinating that he's the only one in the family presently. He's getting his mom to understand stuff, but presently he's the only one who understands anything that I'm saying. Everybody else in the family has no fucking idea what I'm saying. Zero. I had a conversation with my aunt, Debbie. I don't like calling people aunt and uncle and cousins because like that's an illusion. We're all basically one and the same. But due to respect, I use those words. So my Aunt Debbie and I, we had a conversation in the kitchen when my mom just got her new car, and she's like, she kind of got it but didn't, because she's like, yeah. She was kind of attempting to understand what I'm saying. I'm like, I told her all words are made up. She's like, what does that mean? Like, all words are made up. And she was basically saying, I think you're really meaning the intention and the means behind the words are like creating the problems on the planet, not language itself. I'm like, yes, you're right. It's the intention and the language. So she kind of got what I was saying, but not fully. So, like, he's the only one that actually gets what I'm talking about in the family. Everybody's pretty clueless. Sounds good, dude. I'm going to be outie in a moment, too. Yeah. I'll be jumping out shortly myself. But yeah. those who call you crazy because you share the truth to them, right? This is what I do. I share it's not my truth, it's just the truth. But the problem is the truth is subjective to everybody's experience. So what is the truth? Just is. But not everyone's going to get there in this lifetime, unfortunately. Because everyone's going to get some people are going to get trapped up with their beliefs. Just is technically a belief, but not a belief, because like living in that state, there is no belief. It's as if I'm the only human left on the planet. There are no words to speak. There's no nothing except for the land and the water. And even land and water doesn't even have words. I just like navigate around the world as if I'm just an instinctual being, like an animal. No mind, no nothing. Just like navigating. Instinctual, basically. I'll know how to like scratch an itch. I'll know how to like, I won't know how to cook food, but I'll know how to like, like claw and dig and shit, like an animal. But that's how I live, as if I'm just an animal that has no consciousness. It's just there. But animals they do have consciousness to some extent, like dogs and cats, because you call their name, they kind of look at, they do know you're speaking about them, and they're like, come here, come here. So yeah, I have one more thing to do. 10:08, cool. Damn, son, my dumbbell just like rolled into the grass there. So yeah, tomorrow, y'all, I don't know what we're going to be doing because it's going to be raining practically all day, it said. It's supposed to rain. It's supposed to rain a lot. And it's supposed to be windy. So streaming outside in the rain might not be really that great. So I'll see what tomorrow ends up being. It might just be a gaming night, to be honest. And if that be the case, that's what we'll be doing. Just playing a video game, Dead by Daylight. I'll call T-Bray and Jay, like Jason, not Jay, but Jason, and we'll play, and you guys will hear us chatting and shit. Wednesday, because a lot of rain is going to happen, the trail, or like the water spot, there might be a lot of water at the water spot, so I might not be able to stand where I want to usually stand, so we'll have to like go somewhere else. And Wednesday morning is going to be hella cold. It's going to be like a fall day. So alright, y'all, I think that's a wrap for me. I'm done everything. I'm just going to take things in quickly. Just going to go put stuff in, that way by the time I'm ready to end the stream, everything's already in. Oh, I still have a couple more stretches to do, but I'll do those inside once I go to bed. My commitment to myself is to at least stream almost as much as I can every day when I'm not working, because it's easy to stream. It doesn't take any effort whatsoever on my behalf to stream. And some people ask me, how do you keep doing it? I'm like, because it's easy. It doesn't take any effort. Let's see, what did you say? Billy Muncher gonna get me? Maybe. Maybe. Or maybe I'm gonna get it. Maybe I'm the one that's gonna get it. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah. Put that like that. Alexa, play notification. From Amazon. So 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay. So, right, that's fine. I don't know if that's true though, because the weather sometimes lies. Sometimes it's all day. Sometimes it doesn't happen at all. You guys heard this song the entire evening. And if you're wondering the track that's playing, it's called Wasteland 2 from Stellar Blade. And yes, that is a real game. Just because it has my last name doesn't mean it's not real. It's a real game. Stellar Blade. I gotta close the fence. All right, y'all. Let's see. Have a good buck. I will, Anonymous. Thank you. Y'all, I'm going to be jumping off now. I'm going to just turn off the music quickly. Actually, I'll keep the music on until the stream is over. But yeah, you guys rock. Remember, you guys are doing great always. Never forget that. I'll see you guys tomorrow at some point. I don't know what time and I don't know when, but I'll see you guys tomorrow at some point. Chelsea, I'll see you. Remember, you did great by not getting tripped up today. So congratulations to you. Give yourself a round of applause. Name, give yourself a round of applause. Felicia? Bye, Monica. Bye. So your name's gonna be Monica. Mine's gonna be Felicia. Actually, no. If you're gonna call me something, call me Serenity. I'll be Serenity, and you'll be Monica. Or you tell me what girl name you want to be. Nothing wrong with Felicia, by the way. I like that name. But if you're gonna call me a girl name, you may as well call me Serenity. Serenity. Serenity would be my female name if I was a female. We'll work it out tomorrow, dude. Alright, dude. Everybody, have yourselves a good night. Keep being awesome and yeah. Headband off. Fix the hair. And I'm gonna turn that off. Or turn the light off and go in. So, peace out, y'all. Later, dude. Adios. I will. Thank you. Bye-bye.